Yes, good people, big up to all of you. Welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. Welcome back to another edition of the Blue Morning Show, specifically Transfer Watch. And today we'll talk about Romelu Lukaku, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Mason Mount, Moises Caicedo, Aubameyang, Hakim Ziyech, and so many others, plus some of the topics you will bring up when we pre-roll. I hope you're all doing well. Most importantly, without wasting your time, let's get straight into the show. Yes, people, once more again, welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. I hope you're all doing well. Please just keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes to go a long way. Let's shoot for 300 likes today. I already have a few people in the chat. Let me say hello to them and see how they're doing. Namaya, for early morning to you. Mount Saga, it's over finally. Yeah, I agree with you. It's over at one point, even as I have always wanted him to say, but at one point became so toxic that if he states it's a problem also, because if he falters, so people will take that, will not, be kind with him, if that makes sense. I wouldn't go to the extent of calling him that. It's business for all parties involved. They held talks, and for some reason, a reason with none of us knows, they were not able to come to an agreement. Yeah, and all parties go their separate ways, if that makes sense. Yes, he's gone. Ziyech deal collapses. Yeah, we'll talk about that. We have that particular topic lined up here. Chalova and Gallagher next. I'm not too sure what the club are going to do. We sold more than enough players to help us balance the books and still buy the players we want. But let's see. Things happen. As you just mentioned, in the case of Ziyech, the deal has collapsed, and we're not too sure whether Al Nassr will come back for him later on in the transfer window. Kachila, greetings from the Poland North. Nice to see you, brother. Adebayo Makunju, always nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. And my bro, Wally Waldo Mount, ran for money. Here's the thing, it's business. I don't care. I'm going to keep saying it. It's business for all parties involved. And in real life, if we're being honest to ourselves, when you're looking for a job, and when you want to switch jobs, you always look for a better paying job. So there are some circumstances where maybe you want to move closer to family, and then you wouldn't mind taking the pay cut to do that. But let's not go to the extent of calling him Judas like some others are doing. I know you haven't done that. But Wally Waldo, nice to see you, Adebayo, and Chelsea 2254, nice to see you all. And Dominic Maximilian and Nature says, big up, Coachella. I hope you are doing great. I can't complain. As I always say, any day above ground is a good day. I am actually starting to admire the new owners and their direction. Yeah, have they made a mistake? Yeah, but we can't dwell on them. Have they made mistakes? Yes, they've made mistakes, but we cannot dwell on those mistakes forever. And the signs are that they've learned a lot from the mistakes they've made. You've seen the rumor contract he got for joining United. Yeah, a little more money than what we offered him. Plus, the possibility of getting that to 350 plus depends on how well he does. Yeah, I've seen that. But if I didn't get that correct, you let me know if you were talking about something else in the chat. And nice to see you here, Kim. So I hope you're doing well. And so hello to you too, Kim. So Ziyech, I don't blame him for something that's not his fault. They saw a problem, and it has to do with his, you could say, knee. I'm not sure he intentionally broke his knee. If that makes sense. And Andrew Phillips, it's safe to say we have overbalanced the books. I wouldn't say that, but here's the thing. I'm just gonna leave it at yeah, we've made a lot of sales and we've made quite a lot of money from the sales. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Because we were was it 300 plus minus 300 plus. But let's see once the fiscal year changes. I think that makes a whole lot of difference. He wanted to leave us so desperately. Look what happened. Um, Wow. And just having a conversation there. And this says that Mason Bruno Casemiro, zero ball retention midfield, who should beat United next season. That midfield is dog. That is just your opinion. Ten Hag is not actually into keeping the ball too much. It's quick transition and quick passes and all that. So I don't think that would be an issue for him. If anything, Mason Mount has that, you could say, attribute. His interest is something that Eric Ten Hag will make the most of. Slobozlai is that Slobozlai to Liverpool. I haven't read anything to that effect. Maybe you have, but I'm not too sure. 200 million in player sales. Yeah, that's not easy. And yeah, thank goodness for Saudis. They made it very easy to us because some of these players, let's say who exactly, Christian Pulisic would have been difficult to but I'm hearing he's taking a pay cut actually. But some of these players would have been difficult to sell, especially the likes of Koulibaly. Yeah, his wages would have been an issue. But I'm glad the Saudis can call in. That made it a whole lot easier for us. I just don't like how he called himself a true blue, then proceeds to try to move to a different club. Coach, I understand. I feel that way. But every time I take my time to look at it, I do factor the fact I do factor into my decision the fact that it's business for all parties involved, and that in real life, when you're looking for a new job, you always go to that, the organization that will pay you more. And I don't think that we should see that in different light with regards to the life of players, if that makes sense. Yes, people keep dropping the likes on the stream, and I want to take this moment to appeal to those that are watching, but for one reason or the other, are not able to participate in the chat. We appreciate you. You provide great value to the community by watching alone. But we want to ask you for one more favor. If you don't mind taking a second to drop a like on the stream, that does go a long way. We really appreciate that. But thank you. Yeah, like I said, Wally World, I totally understand where you're coming from. It will be great TV watching these. It will be great TV watching these games when we play Manchester United, Arsenal, and Man City. Yeah, we have players all over. But that's by the way. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. In a few days, I'm confident we'll be reaching 13,000 subscribers. We're moving really quick. Thomas Space, nice to see you. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. Saturday for all Chelsea fans. In what sense? Can you elaborate? I want to know why it's a Saturday for also Chelsea fans because Mason Mount it's leaving. No, it's not a sad day for me. I did decided to stay. I take it, but he's decided he wants to leave, and I think the club probably they saw that. So the better option for them will be to sell him. Yeah, so they decided to sell him. So here's the thing. I'm not honestly. I'm not gonna hit my head on the wall and start crying because of that. He's made his choice, and honestly, I'm moving on. Let's see what else we have here. Let's focus on Chelsea players and incoming ones. So self-interest drives the world, so I understand Mount. It's as simple as that. I would say that's the first delicious comment of the day. It's business for all parties involved. He's gone to where he's earned more, and even more if he does well. So I'm not worried about it, really. Mason Mount will get number 7. We lost next KDB. I'm not going to even get into that argument with you. I think they're two different type of players, if that makes sense. Do I think he's a good player? I think he's a good player. Should we be comparing him with Kevin De Bruyne? I would say no, but that's just me. But Chelsea, true, that's your opinion, and I respect that. And the Prince is here. Big up to you. The Prince, he says, big up to everyone. I'm very happy to how we go about our business. Yep, we've done quite well, moved quickly, and I have to say once more, thanks to the Saudis for coming to our rescue. The Ziyech news is unbelievable. Yeah, always something happening. You know, he wanted to go to Ajax. Something happened. I think he didn't end up going to Ajax because of his salary. We wanted to sell him to PSG. Yeah, something has happened too. And now on the verge of joining Saudi side Al Nassr to become the provider for Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah, something happened too. Let's see what happens. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along. Well, I appreciate you all. Let's go, PD Blue. Excuse me, sorry, I still have a bit of the cold symptom. Nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well, and thank you for joining us today. I appreciate you so much. Good day, Coach Agile Edikachi. Nice to see you. I appreciate you. No one is bigger than the club, and it's business. More importantly, it's business for all parties involved. I'm not going to kill myself for something I know. Yeah, it's business. He wants more money. That is me speculating what I think the case is. I don't really know if that was the reason why he's decided to leave Chelsea. This club will always destroy young talents. Todd Boehly wants our kids. Let's see if that's the case. Something happened. Lots of us wanted the club to sell players, and that's happening right now. So we're going to start going into the items we'll have lined up. And please, from now on, be sure that whatever you're saying in the chat is aligned with the current topic. Otherwise, I'm going to skip your comment. If I see you're having a conversation with somebody, that's fine. But if you're just bringing on topics here and there, I'm going to skip it because as much as I like to interact with you, it can be exhausting switching topics like this within seconds. So let's see what else we have lined up here. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. All right, I want us to start, just 1 second. I want us to start with this item here. I think it's a bit slow. Yes, this is, yeah, I call him a wonder kid. I think this is a fine player here. And I agree, going out on loan, I think it will be best for him. Because if he comes back to Chelsea, there's no guarantee he starts. Again, he sees enough game time to continue developing properly. I think it will be problematic. I'd rather him go out on loan where he'll be playing week in, week out and continue developing. Cesare Casade's plan are for Premier League or Serie A football next season, despite 4 loan proposals from Championship clubs. So the final decision will be made with Chelsea. And I think the club would want him to play in the Premier League or Serie A. Juventus wants him, but I think the problem with the case of Juventus is that they want him with an option to buy or an obligation to buy. I'm not sure, but I don't think we should do that. He's a talent, and I'm sure the club recognizes that. Plus, how much we paid for him shows him how good of a player he is even before we paid that money. So I'd rather him go out on loan in the Premier League, and I think that will be helpful because we want to integrate him in the team in the Chelsea first team in the near future. So it would be better off him being prepared, getting the necessary preparation in the same, you could say, league, if that makes sense. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go along with. No player is bigger than the club. Always a wrong move to keep a player that wants to leave. Austin, I think I couldn't agree anymore with you. I think that's very correct. He's indicated he wants to leave. We've heard such from his camp. If we're to believe those rumors, then why make efforts to keep him? It just doesn't make any sort of sense. A lot of people may say, good morning, Coach. Good morning to you too, brother. I hope you're doing well, and thank you for finding the time to join the show. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. 23 likes. Let's get the likes up right now. The idea of buying young players is not to win titles, but to turn Chelsea into a selling club. That I think that's just your opinion. I think that's just your opinion. I don't think that's what they had in mind. They want to win too, because they understand if Chelsea, I don't know if we result, should I say, decide to become a selling club, then the club will not win that much to be that, you can say, to be valuable by the time they would want to sell sell Chelsea? Because if you're saying this, you probably think in the near future, they will want to sell Chelsea like after 10 years or so. But if we don't win that much, they're not going to get anything close to how much they've spent how much they spent on players and how much they bought the club for. I get it. A lot of us have issues with the fact that we're buying too many young players. And look at it, not all the young players we've bought are going to become part of the first team. For instance, as Caicedo, kind of Carney Chukwuemeka most likely or probably all likely go out on loan. There are lots of them. All of them are not going to be part of the first team. I think we'll still sign experienced players, but I get it. We're all concerned. Yeah, but I truly do understand where you're coming from. But we cannot have Modric, Jackson, Madrid, because they are not ready. But let's see what the club does. Send Caicedo to Brighton on loan. He will come out better. Do you think they will be starting him week in, week out? It's a risk. They have European football, and you could say they will taste European football, and I'm sure they would want to do, you could say, better than they did last season. Are we too sure that they're going to see Caicedo as a player, one of the players that will help them do that? I just do not know, but that's just my opinion. They sold all our Copan boys. Billy Gilmore was what we needed this season. Todd Boehly. Let me ask you the question again. Do you ever think that Gilmore himself wanted to leave? You have to consider that too. I get it. We're all frustrated, but I don't think some of those players wanted to leave, and some of the academy players that left ran down their contract and had just a few years left on about a year left on their contract. And if the club doesn't sell, it becomes a risk. If that makes sense. We're not a feeder club. I'm not gonna. Again, it's your opinion, but I'm not gonna buy into it. In my opinion, I don't think we are. I think we find ourselves in a situation where we needed to clear out most of the players we have. And yeah, but you have every right to believe that's the case. Okay, has the typical traits we want. Cesar Caicedo has the typical traits we want for his position. I hope he impresses in preseason. Okay, but it sounded more like he's going to go out on loan than even protect in the preseason. But let's see what happens. I'd rather have Caicedo in the lineup than Santos. Okay, that's your opinion, but everything comes down to the manager. And I'm thinking he'd get the opportunity to look at these young players during the preseason and decide what he wants to do with them. But let's see. Before we talk about the next topic, I think let me share the link with the panelists. So if they not, no, let me just wait a bit before let me try and catch up with what we have in the chat. We have Dortmund mode right now. Okay, testing all these kids and helping us now. We need a mature players. We need to mix it up, and be rest assured the club would do that. The Breeze CFC, nice to see you, brother. I like him too. I'm tired of these wonder kids. I want proven players. We're not signing these wonder kids to become part of the first team. There are too many of them, actually, if you're paying attention. Some of them actually will not come to the club until they become 18. So that's the least of my worries. The transfer window is still a long way to go, and hopefully we'll sign some experienced players to have a balanced squad to be able to do well. We're winning the UEFA Champions League with these kids. Nobody's saying we will, but we have to mix it up. I get your argument there. How do we win a title with 90% of young players that are not ready, and you want to win the title? Yes, then, yeah, but I think we'll mix it up. I get your concern, really, honestly. I'm not saying dismissing your argument. I'm just saying I understand your concern, but I don't think that will be the case. I think we'll sign experienced players and mix things up. I don't think it's wise for us to keep crying over a spoiled milk. No royalty in football today. Mason Mount left because Chelsea did not qualify for Champions League. That is just your opinion, really. Need to stop calling these young talents wonder kids. I think mostly we should just call them young kids or young players. But keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We have 28 likes right now. We should be doing better than that. Get ready for an extraordinary revelation. Brace yourselves up for the highly anticipated article titled on unleashing potential. Pochettino's arrival at Chelsea marks a new era of managerial excellence. I can't wait to see that one myself. The only one the kid right now is Bellingham, and he went to Real Madrid. Okay, Let's see, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. By the time these players turn 25, they are ready for new challenges, and that is the new generation ideology. Here's the thing, even under Roman, we didn't keep all the players that graduated from the Cobham, from the Chelsea youth system. We sold most of them, actually. Only a few made it into the first team. So that has always been the module, if you paid attention. Big up, guys. Big up to you, too. Congratulate you for a great job. You're doing updates so far, apart from Mount. But thank you for joining. We're retired. Sophia Amrabat is what we need. I'm not sure why we're not looking at him. At one point, I wanted us to sign him, but everything comes down to the Chelsea scout and the manager, the sort of players he wants at the club. This captivating piece will provide an eye-opening perspective on the impact of Pochettino's arrival at Chelsea, showing a new era. Okay, thank you for saying that, Jerry Z. I appreciate you joining. I think Angelo, that's what's his first name again? Angelo Gabriel, the young Brazilian was signed, will be another Kennedy. Kenny was also similar at the same age, had skills, but never got polished. I think everything comes down to how we manage the talent of those young players who signed at the time. Prepared to be amazed as we delve into the potential that Pochettino brings to the club. Says, turn in, don't miss out on this mouth-watering article. Okay, let us know when it's ready. Now Ziyech still collapses, so we saw that. Mason Mount left because the board didn't offer him contract. That is just your opinion. Big up to you too, Nassr. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show. Carney was 100. That's a lie. I don't agree. He's not on 100 pounds, £1,000 a week. Ziyech should stay in at Chelsea to cross the ball. Okay, let him be fit first, if that makes sense. Right now, I don't see Chelsea in top 5 with luck. Top 10 of 1 year ago, I said the same, and you see, I was right. Okay, let's see what happens. The season starts very soon. Chelsea missing a lot of qualities, and I think we'll sign a lot of players in this window too. Jakar says Mount left up because he started feeling that he is not important to Chelsea, started losing his starting spot, and he felt that the new recruits, Madrid, Mudryk, Enzo, etc., are better than him. That is just your opinion. But more importantly, people keep dropping the likes on the stream. People, let's get the likes up. As Chelsea officials should balance young talent, talented and we have to mix it up. Experience and youth will go a long way. So right now, people were switching topics, and from now on, I'm not going to read random topics. And I'm going to say this again. As much as I love interacting with you, it doesn't help. It can be exhausting switching between topics within seconds like this. So I'm no longer going to read any random topic. Let's keep the topics aligned and move on from it. We've talked about this. As much as I want to see Caicedo become part of the first team, but everything comes down to the manager, what he wants to do. I'm sure he knows him very well now and knows how he likes to play. But let's see whether he decides to integrate him into the first team. That's up to him. Let's get what else we have lined up here. Just give me 1 second. I saw something from IBZ. So again, I'm going to say this. I'm not going to read random contributions in the chat anymore. Once we start addressing the items we have lined up here, it can be exhausting. As much as I like to interact with you, I'm not going to be reading everything you have there. Except new people in the chat right now. Let me see who else hasn't spoken anything here. I've done that, brother. So thank you. It's in the chat. Until we get back to Mount, I'm not going to read anything about Mount right now. A big up to you to the beautiful game. Always nice to see you, brother. Two things. Johnny is beast, and how the hell did Ziyech get injured? I don't know. It's not injured. I think they saw that during his medical test. So yeah, let's keep dropping the likes on the stream. Let's get to the next topic we have lined up here. Please keep dropping the likes on the stream. 32 likes. Let's get the likes up. Shoot for 100 and 300 likes if we can. I know we started very late, but I did that intentionally because there are people at home to help me take after the young blues. Let's go. for this one here is something I've always said. Cucurella leaving Chelsea is very difficult. Even if we want to sell him, his wages will be an issue, and he's still very young. He's still within the age, you could say, age bracket that the club is signing at this point. And he's a good player, actually. I get it. It wasn't all rosy. The start to life at Chelsea wasn't all rosy for him. But we have to also face the fact that he started very well under Thomas Tuchel. And I never suspected the club would sell him. Plus, selling him will not be easy. And this is Fabrizio Romano reporting that Marc Cucurella's representatives, Alvaro Dominguez, publicly denies stories on Spanish on the Spanish left back offer to Atletico Madrid. Fake news. It's all nonsense. I've always known that. Yeah, but let's see what the club does with him. I think he stays. It doesn't look like he's one of those players who sell. But let's see, because probably he's very young. And Koulibaly, had it not been for his wages, I think he would have stayed too. But they wanted him off the books to help balance the book. If that makes sense. Let's see who else. Let's keep the topics all aligned. Otherwise, I will skip your contributions in the chat, please. I've explained it to you. As much as I like interacting with you, it can be exhausting to be switching between topics like this. You can sense when when you can say I'm comfortable going through, you can say different topics in the chat, then you can add something there. No, Cucurella must stay. Now look at how he played against Real Madrid. Even beyond that, I think he's a good player. But let's see. I think he stays. Let's see what players that obstructed Gilmore had all left. Wow, some argument right there. If Pochettino taught Boehly, we believe things are going to be okay. Yeah, I believe you. Please keep the topics aligned. And we have the Bluetooth again here saying if Cucurella leaves, who covers Chile's injuries? Hall? No, Hall doesn't play. Larry Saul, I know he's good, and he's not a defender traditionally. I get it. Probably very difficult for him to get the opportunity to play in the midfield area. It just doesn't make any sort of sense. I don't think Cucurella leaves. He's a good player. Plus, I know he's a sort of player because here's the thing. I'm not going to try to explain how he plays, but I think people singled him out at the time when, like I said, the team as a whole was crappy. Chelsea fans were you could say finger pointing is our thing, and he was one of those players that were singled out. Him, Koulibaly, and all of that. And I can assure you, I'm saying this once more. Had it not been for Koulibaly's wages, I think he would have stayed. Or maybe because the Saudis came calling with an offer that we couldn't resist, and we need money, we just took it, given his age too. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. Fans need to leave Cucurella alone. The guy got replaced by Chilwell, not even due to a performance. Thank you for saying that, Markham. New Cucurella have different roles to perform in the new team. Very possible. And I'm sure there's a chance the new manager likes him. Okay, if that's your opinion, let's see if that's what the club will end up doing. Coach, is Caicedo coming to Chelsea with a Simeon? We get to that in a bit. Let's keep the topics aligned so that I don't get tired before we get into 1 hour into the show. City and Man U will fight for #1 place. Arsenal and Crystal Palace are for 3. Liverpool and Tottenham are up for 5, and maybe Chelsea and Newcastle. Let's leave that for the time where we will do the 23-24 season review. Coach, Aubameyang will be a CFC player next season. Okay, let's see if that happens. Please, can we keep the topics in line? I don't want you to feel like I'm ignoring you or disrespecting you. And some of the OGs here, I'm begging, please. It can be exhausting switching between topics like that. Let's keep the topics aligned here. Hakim, so big up to you and much respect. And this is Morocco San Guido. Give Cuckoo a chance this season. He can get better this coming season. He actually hasn't done badly for us. But I know as Chelsea fans, that's how we operate. One mistake and we judge. You judge a player from, you can say, one simple mistake or one bad performance. We'll call them a bad player and not even give them a chance to see how well they do. Okay, let's keep the likes. Let's keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 36 likes. We should be doing better than that. Koulibaly is too slow for the Premier League. hazardous player in defense. Wow. Okay, June. More importantly, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. I think having Caicedo will help Cucurella get forward, and Caicedo, so to speak, will help Cucurella get forward and not defend as much. We lacked a good DM last year, and plus Cucurella, before he joined us, he was actually very creative. Had quite a lot of balls, a lot of ball into the box at Brighton, but they didn't have a good finisher at the time. But we used him differently, more. Again, he had to do more defensive work for us than contribute in the attacking phase of the game. But that's, by the way, IBZ, big up to you, brother, and thank you for finding the time to join. I don't know if you have anything to add. So should I just move on?
Big up, man. How you doing? Hope you're good.
You, and it looks like we're having a bit of an issue with your sound system.
Me? Hold on.
Started, yeah. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people, while we wait for IBZ to find a solution to his sound system. Let's see. Anything else you have to say with the cooker? Go ahead, IBZ. Let's check it if it is okay.
Is that better, Coach?
Yeah, it sounds better, yeah.
All right, cool. How you doing, man? Happy Friday.
I can't complain, man. I can't complain. Thank you for finding the time to join me on the panel.
Yeah, man. What were you talking about just now? Cucurella?
Yeah, Cucurella. His agent has come out and said that Mark Cucurella is a representative Alvaro Dominic Grace publicly denies the stories of Spanish left the Spanish left back that we've offered him to Atletico Madrid. Which at the time, the first when we read that, when we discussed that here, I said I don't believe it. It sounds like nonsense. Him leaving is not going to be easy. Plus, I don't think the club will be looking to sell him now, as he's still young, you know. But you go ahead.
Yeah, well, I don't buy it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't buy it. I mean, we've sold a lot of players already, you know. So if you're adding this guy to the list, then what's the point? We might as well forget about our plans next season. But yeah, I don't believe it. I don't really believe it. I don't believe it.
I don't believe it either. Yeah.
No, I don't believe it. Unfortunately, I don't believe it. But yeah, it's something that it's a trend of us selling players. So I think this is just another media outlet trying to jump on the trend of Chelsea wanting to sell. I don't see why we want to sell him. We just got the guy. Is he on massive wages like Koulibaly? No, I don't think so. So I think he's good to stay. I don't think he's going.
I think he's safe. But here's the thing. I think people are pushing that narrative because they feel like if we don't bring back Ian Matson, then the reason will be because we're not able to move on one of the two left backs we have in Marco Correa or Ben Chilwell. And the people's choice, if you ask a lot of people, some of them would choose Marco Correa to be the guy to move to the club. The club will sell. But unfortunately, I don't think even if you want to sell him, it won't be that easy. We still need to buy at least four players: a top striker, a winger, a DM, and a goalkeeper. But let's see what the club does. Chelsea had to like die. Okay, this is just having a conversation there. Cucurella will bowl next season. Even last season, he wasn't that bad. But yeah, it was that last season was that sort of season where finger pointing was the only way we were able to deal with that situation. If we're signing Cucurella, we are going to end up having to sell Chilwell too. I don't think we'll sell him. Let's see what else we have here. We would like to inform you that our channel continues to grow. We are constantly.
Where do people get these narratives from? Sorry, Coach, to shut you up, to cut you off.
Go ahead.
What kind of narrative is that? If we sell Cucurella, we're gonna have to sell Ben Chilwell. How does that make sense? Contextualize that, please. What did they?
I think the person, because I've seen him argue for Cucurella. I think his argument is that if we're saying that Cucurella is bad enough that we have to sell him, then we have to sell Chilwell too.
Okay.
I know him. Yeah, that's what
you meant. I thought logically.
I understood it because I've seen him argue.
Okay, I'm with you now. All right.
Yeah, and that's valid too.
Yeah, it's valid. If you're saying he's bad, then Ben Chilwell was equally bad last year.
Because
So we have to sell them both.
I really don't get the. I don't really, well, for me at least, because I don't want Mark Cucurella to leave, because at one season, I didn't want Koulibaly to leave. One season, Koulibaly wasn't even that bad. He was more important as well. So, but I
And
would say.
yeah, and like I've said, if you ask me, I'd say we're selling him because he's not that younger anymore. He's not that young anymore. Plus
Yeah, maybe
his
the kind of
wages,
resale
but
value, wages, all of that. Yeah, I can
yeah,
understand that.
but good luck to him. It's a blessing in disguise for him. He didn't complain much. And he even again during his interview, he explained how the money will help him complete a lot of projects he has at home. He started building a clinic and all that. So it was a huge opportunity for him, and he had to take it. I know it would have been easy for him to opt to stay in Europe because he hasn't won Champions League. Um, Cucurella should go. Let's see. What else we have here, Chelsea? Let's see. While staying focused on the topic at hand, we value your input. Yep, and welcome your contributions on the topic we are discussing. Your participation is invaluable to us. Thank you for your support. Yep, keep the topics online, people. Cucurella cannot be judged from last season. No player should be judged from last season, really, for multitude of reasons, but we're not going to get into that. So thank you for saying that, just like that. He was horrible. Okay, that's your opinion, and I respect that. Let's see. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. Everyone was bad last season, so we should give them another season. Here's the thing: the club's overall performance last season, um, that's like 22-23 season isn't the sort of season where it makes sense to isolate any individual player's performances. It just doesn't make any type of sense. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. Let's see what else we have here.
What happens?
Look,
Sorry, tell you, what happens if we sell just for devil's advocate, just to play the pander to the
mm,
gallery here? Yeah.
mm,
Okay, let's sell Cucurella and replace him. What if the next guy that plays as bad as Cucurella last season? Are we gonna say we sell him again next season? Where does it end? We need to. Everyone was rubbish last year. So, I mean, under a new gaffer, yeah, that's gonna properly take control of the preseason and our preparation for the season.
mm,
I don't have any I don't have any worries in that respect. I think we're better prepared than Thomas Tuchel was before we headed out to America, and he was shouting on the touchline on all the first team players in the preseason friendly. I think we're better, more equipped than we are. The only concern I have is incoming, but yeah, that's another topic we'll move to. But yeah, I
yeah.
don't see him going. I think he's
The
all good
the,
to go.
the, the, the thing is though, you have with Cucurella is more of a Pochettino type of left back as well. I think in terms of what Chilwell has never really been a player, left back rather, who's really been good at defending. That is one of the reasons why at Leicester City before he joined Chelsea, he was only utilized as an attacking left back when they played a back four, but when they played a back three, they always played another left back. I think that left back left as well, or I don't know if he's still there. So, in terms of being equipped with all of the attributes that is required for Pochettino's type of system, Cucurella is more of that player that would fit
Done too
all.
well, really. Yeah.
So that is the thing. So if people want to Cucurella, you're gonna be left with a Chilwell who's never really been that good defensively, and you've seen it since he was at Leicester City, and also that injury that he had. I had a feeling like it would cause an issue for him when he came back because it was a very severe one. So I think that you're gonna be left with a situation of if you sell Cucurella or if you want to sell Cucurella, you're gonna have to find another left back who and probably Ian Matheson could be that, but right now I don't really think Ian Matheson stays because he may go on loan, he may get loaned back to Burnley and perhaps continue to build that relationship with them because there's some sort of relationship. They got promoted, so obviously in terms of that, I think it's more likely that he goes back there or he gets loaned out. I don't know. Preseason will determine a lot of those things, but I just think that between the two left backs that we currently have, Hooker is more of the one that is equipped for Pochettino's system rather than Chilwell because Chilwell has proven, even though you can't really judge anybody last season, the little mistakes that he was making, those are avoidable. So it's not about how he performed; it's the fashion in which he did. So in terms of that, I wouldn't say we sell either one of them, but if you were going to have to sell, I think the one that would be most likely to be sold would be Chilwell because Cucurella suits the skill set of what Pochettino wants from his left back.
Yeah. Thank you so much. There, I appreciate you. And this is a lot of Cucurella's issues came when people thought he was a ghosting Mudrick. Yeah, I think that didn't help either. Yes, just have the two people having a conversation there. Could dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We're at 41 likes. Let's get the likes up. Let's see what else we have here. Cucurella and Chilwell both cost a 16 million. Just saying, yeah, I think you make a good argument there. Let's keep dropping the likes on the stream. I
That's
really
not true.
don't know
Plus 50
I
million.
really don't know why some fans are crying about Mount. Okay, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Oh, why see Curtis? We'll get to that Mount argument. But because you were not here when I said it, please let's get the topics aligned. I'm just going to read this one. I really don't know why some fans are crying about Mason Mount. Tell me if Chelsea was buying this current Mount from Manchester United, will these same fans be excited? I don't think so. You can say a good argument there. Let's see what else we have. Okay, Ty here has shared the link to his channel from Kinso Namaya and is that Munes? All of you in the chat, a lot of people message. If you haven't, please go check out his channel and do subscribe. Let's help him get to 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. I'm not sure what you're saying there, Musiari. I'm not sure. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes will go a long way. Let's see, what else do we have lined up here? As quickly, we have 42 likes. Let's get it to 50 as soon as possible and keep it moving. And today we will do a monthly giveaway. Today is the last day of the month, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Yep, June. Yeah. So we'll do the student giveaway today. Hopefully I won't forget, but even if I forget, we'll do it tomorrow, but I don't think I'll forget. Yeah, where you get to win a cash prize, the Stay in School project. So we do that to support the student. And Mr. Troublemaker is in the chat. He says, big up to you too, brother. Let's see what else we have lined up here. All right, this one here, exclusive, an agreement in principle was reached between Patrick Vieira and the racing club, the Strasbourg. A contract until 2026 has been agreed upon. The first appointment of the Blue Core era, that is the name Chelsea uses that incorporates the satellite clubs and all that at Strasbourg is near. And I like him. I think he's good with young players, and I'm sure we'll be sending quite a lot of young players to Strasbourg. Patrick Vieira, probably that will give him the opportunity to, to impress the new owners. So if in the future, which I don't want to happen, because if it happens, it means that Pochettino hasn't done well. If in the future we want him, we want a new manager, we may well look at him and say, look how well it's done. Maybe we should bring him to become the next Chelsea manager. But I'm just happy he's getting the job because he deserved that chance. He did well at Crystal Palace. What happened between him and the Crystal Palace guy right here? I just don't know. I don't know if anybody on the panel want to talk about that, or should we move
on? Nothing really to say about that one. Big up Patrick Vieira. I was a bit wink, a bit funny about his departure, but it turned out well. The Crystal Palace board turned out to be right in the end when Roy Hodgson came in and turned that all around, and they secured safety properly. Got the best out of Ebericha Eze, in which he's got a call up now thanks to Roy Hodgson.
Yeah, the two players he didn't field, right? And
but his departure wasn't really necessarily the results. There was a lot of him and his coaching staff had a little bit of a spat in which he had to fire one of his coaching staff, and you already know how that knock-on effects have on the team and what have you. Obviously, they hadn't won a game for quite some time, where they were on the table was looking like they could fall into the relegation zone if they had lost their next game, but they were still not in that zone. They were still 12th, but it looked like one result would dive them back. So I think Steve Parish and Co thought, you know what, we're not gonna take the risk. They let him go, obviously, and brought in Roy. So yeah, I'm happy he's back on his feet, especially linked to us. So linked to, in some sort of way. Blue Core, I really respect Patrick Vieira, role model for not just Arsenal, but for black individuals in the game.
we have to be specific there. And we don't get too many opportunities.
You know what I mean? You don't get too many. When I see him, I see my uncle in him. So big him up, respect, whatever. I'm happy.
I'm happy he's getting the opportunity, and exactly. I've seen how I recall how Crystal Palace played under him. His tactically, I think, is sound. He just needs that opportunity, and I think it's a good opportunity for him. So yeah, IBZ, thank you for taking the time to say that. I appreciate you doing that. Big up to you too, Mr. Troublemaker. Always nice to see you in Jersey. He again says we kindly request you to support us by liking the stream. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Yeah, and sharing our content on your favorite social media platforms. It only takes a moment or two, and your support means the world to us. Please keep dropping the likes on the stream, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Looking at the current squad and recruitment, Poch gonna play 4-2-3-1. We sold 2 center backs, and 1 more might go, and sees no plan to replenish. That means a squad needs only 4 CBs in total. And Zakat, thank you. That makes sense. I think we'll be signing up more players than a lot of people think we do. Chelsea is on sale. All about the money, but selling Havertz to Arsenal is no go. Common. I hope they have a plan in doing it. Not on last transfer week. I think we have a plan. I'm not concerned. Havertz wanted to leave, and Real Madrid came calling. We told them how much. We let them know but excuse me, our valuation of Havertz. They weren't willing to pay the price, and yeah, Arsenal came calling, and they were willing to pay, so we sold into them. It doesn't matter to me really, but I get it from the perspective of a Chelsea fan. You don't want to see that happen. I believe, but it's a risk also to leave him, to let him stay and run down his contract. Then when we sell him, we get nearly nothing close to our valuation of the player from his sale, because he doesn't have much left on his contract. I believe all the players we have are good, but they need a different ideology from another manager and a striker. So Cucurella will improve, and the more aggressive and be more aggressive on the Pochettino. Here's the thing. I've always said that how a player performs comes down to the demands of the manager. And a prime example being the case of Antonio Rudiger. You could say a lot of us would have called him, you could say, a crappy player on the Frank Lampard. He was practically on his way out of the club, and yeah, but on the Thomas Tuchel, he became one of our best players. Run up to the Champions League final and the winning the Club World Cup and all the trophies we won under Thomas Tuchel. So yeah, but that's by the way. We'll move on. Rodri will be a better option for Mount replacement. Let's see what the club does. Vieira is awesome, and still for us, yep, I think he's a good coach. Coach, the gentle, clink of the spoon meeting the coffee cup brings pure enchantment for my ears. Good with your tea, my friend, or coffee if you prefer. But thank you for saying that. The blue again, big up IBZ. Preach, my guy, preach. Yep, IBZ always straight to the point. Don't beat about the bush, and that was why I say thank you for bringing that up. Good opportunity for Vieira. I hope he does well. Let's see what else do we have lined up here. We have to switch a topic right now. So congratulations to him. A good, you could say, good appointment by the good call. Let's. All right, people, keep dropping the likes on the stream. 46 likes. Let's get it to 50. Shoot for 100 and 200 as soon as possible. This one here, yeah, there's always something. I like Hakim Ziyech so much as a player, and I've come to terms that it hasn't really worked out for him at Chelsea for multitudes of reasons. You could say not mainly his fault, but that's by the way. But what I'm talking about right now is the fact that he wanted to go back to Ajax. He had to actually take a flight after our loss against Leeds United to go to the Netherlands to help facilitate the move. That didn't work because of his wages. And then we wanted to sell him to a PSG. Everything was again on the verge of being completed. Things were on the verge of being completed, and boom, we forgot something, and that fell through. And now the Saudis, you could say everything. And I actually heard that we've signed the contract. Actually, all that was left was just for him to complete the medical, and they found something. Let's say it has to do with his knee. And now saying Chelsea forward Hakim Ziyech. Hakim Ziyech's $8 million move to Saudi Arabia side Al Nassr has collapsed. According to the club sources, in the Gulf, the 30-year-old could not agree final terms over a 3-year contract. So not down to the issue they found. So he couldn't agree to the terms on the contract. So what's going on here? Is he planning to leave as a free agent? I'm not too sure. So the first stuff I heard was that he failed his medical. Maybe after that they tried to change things around so that it becomes a lesser risk for them, and then he refused. That may well have been the case because the first report that came out was with regards to what they found during his medical, that he failed his medical. They're not too sure. So in that regard, maybe they tried to, change things around since he isn't fully fit. I don't know. I see what you make of it.
Hold on, coach. Sorry. 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
So, yeah, Dai, you can speak when IBZ comes back. Maybe when you're done, he speaks because it looks like he's a bit busy. But if you're in the chat, quiet, I wait for any of the panelists to be ready to speak. Your thoughts on the Hakim Ziyech story. It's concerning. Big up to you to Contender FC, aka Briani Rahayu, aka Bivel FC. Nice to see you, brother. Aka 343 Dilemma. I hope you're doing well, bro. Thank you for joining. I am eagerly awaiting for the preseason match. Last year, the preseason match against Arsenal depicted, you can say, depicted, what's going on, what's going to happen to Chelsea, and how good and sharp is Arsenal. And here's the thing: you can argue it was that preseason wasn't well planned. A lot of travel and not too many games. We didn't play many important games. But it just didn't, you could say the planning didn't help either. But that's by the way, we're moving from that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We have 61 people watching and just 47 likes. We should be doing better than that. Please keep dropping the likes on the stream. Let's get it to 50 and shoot for 100. It's Pochettino's interview tomorrow or on Monday, most likely on Monday. I'm not too sure. Nothing official has come out from the club. People are saying, I think Sky Sports reporting that he starts work officially on Monday. Some are saying that he starts work on Saturday, so I'm not too sure. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The choice to me next season, left back Chilwell and Cucurella, FB Silva and Colwell Fofana and Chalobah Abbey, Rich James and Gusto. It's a fine defense. Okay, your opinion. So if you're in the chat, what do you make of the Hakim Ziyech's what do you make of Hakim Ziyech's situation? It's concerning, really. It just seems as if every time we find a solution or what we see as a solution for Hakim to move on Hakim Ziyech, something happens. And now it's about his it's about his fitness, and also the fact that according to the club sources in the Gulf, the 30-year-old could not agree final terms or over a 3-year contract, which to me, I'm saying that probably Al Nassr tweaked the contract given the fact that they found something during his medical. That's just my opinion. So IBZ, if you're ready to speak, you go ahead. Otherwise, I'm going to try to be interacting with those in the chat and while I wait for you. All right. Nothing to me. I'm just going to see what else I can say with regards to Hakim Ziyech's. They say the third time is a charm, and in this case, that isn't really the case. It doesn't look like it's going to work. I'm really concerned. Okay, I'll check that. Just an information from the receive there. But let's see what else do we have here. Guido forgot Badia Chile. I tried. Here's actually, but I'm not going to get into that until we get into the preview of the coming season. Maybe that's when I'll give you my preferred lineup. Let's keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along with what else do we have here? Yes, Monday, 4th July, makes sense for the press conference as preseason training starts on the 4th of July. Okay, on Independence Day, in United States Independence Day. But let's see. Very unlucky for Ziyech. Should have been at PSG right now, and that fell through. That fell through, and that's after. The first one was when he had to travel to the Netherlands after our game against Leeds United to facilitate the move back to Ajax, and that didn't happen either. I'm not sure what to make of the situation, But keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along with 50 likes. We need 50 more to get it to 100. Let's make it happen, Coach. Let me get that Friday. Yeah. I hope you're doing well, bro. Yeah, I'm not that sound in terms of my voice, and besides, I wasn't able to say it properly. But I appreciate you. The vibe, always nice to see you. I appreciate you finding the time to be part of this morning's show. It's still 6 a.m. for me. I know it's afternoon for most of you, but thank you for finding the time to join. I appreciate you. IBC, you ready to speak? The ZS's situation. It doesn't look like IBC is ready. Ty, you want to speak about that?
Yeah, like you said, it's very unfortunate what he is. From the failed Ajax move to the failed PSG move to, and all of those have failed at the last stage. It's just always unfortunate with him. I mean, he's probably going to feel dejected with it. But there's some update after this to say that they're going to try again. So I don't know how that's going to go. But yeah, it's kind of funny to me, but also not funny because like the player obviously wants a new start. He wants a fresh start, and he wants to move on and see if he could turn his
Mhm.
favor on and see if he could make a difference somewhere else. But it really is unfortunate.
It is indeed. And what do you make of the whole thing? The fact that first, I think it was yeah, that was yesterday. We did see there were reports out there saying he failed the medical. Do you think they tried to change his contract terms because it becomes a risk if they sign him with a reported issue they found during his medical? It becomes a huge risk. So they tried to change things around, and he refused it because rumors were that he's a great personal terms with them, and we've actually signed the papers. So what do you make of it, Ty?
Yeah, there's a lot of things. I don't think we're really being told everything that is actually the case because if he has an injury, then obviously they're not gonna want to be giving somebody with a constant issue such as an injury certain wages. So the terms they may try to change or affect the terms of the
Mhm.
contract as well.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ty. Sorry, no, Maya says sorry if he stays terminate this contract. It's not that simple, really. If I'm being honest, 8 million is quite a lot of money. They could, if he ends up saying, joining Al Nassr that pay us 8 million, that's a lot of money. I don't think terminating this contract will be that easy, but it's up to the club. Let's see what happens. Really, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 51 likes. Let's get it to 60 and shoot for 100. I feel that this year we cannot depend on Thiago Silva. That's the truth. But we need him for his leadership. The young ones have quite a lot to learn from him. And if you've been paying attention, it's clear the club are looking to sell him because they understand we have too many young players and we need those experienced heads to lead them. And believe me, had it not been that Cesar because he's pushing to leave on his own, I don't think they've actually looked to sell him, not because of his footballing ability, but because we need that some experienced heads here and there to help guide the young ones from to I don't know how it's to phrase it to come across effectively, but I believe you understand my point. Yeah, I feel yeah there will be. I feel that this year, yep, I think I've read that. But let's see what the club does. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. Sorry about the cough, people. Excuse me. We are, as a team, should remove these that would then bring new players alike. Right now, we are linked with a Scottish under 17 center forward. I don't know him. I haven't actually heard that name before. But I appreciate you bringing that up. Maybe there are people here who know him. But that's by the way. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 52 likes, 48 more to get it to 100. We can make that happen as soon as possible. I appreciate you all for finding the time to join the show. Thank you so much. Coach, did you have something to address me about just now? Did I mention your name? No, I just saw something. You sent me an inbox saying you sent me a copy of the article you just finished writing, and I said, okay, we'll talk about that later. I haven't looked at it, and something else I wanted to say. Nothing but I want to create there is the email at trustedperspective.com. I haven't done that for you, and I should do that. I think that will make communication between you and I much easier. But keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes will go a long way. I'm gonna move on to the Hakim Ziyech talk. He said if IBZ is ready to speak and he has something to say with regards to that. Otherwise, yeah, I'm gonna move on. We have 52 likes, 48 more to get it to 100. Let's make it happen, people. All right, it's still on Hakim Ziyech. This says Al Nassr will carry out further tests. I'm not sure when these are. Again, I'm not sure the time of when this report came out. So that this might have come before the other one, which is saying that the deal has already collapsed. It sounds like this came out first. This is saying Al Nassr will carry out further tests today on Hakim Ziyech after red flags on his medical yesterday regarding both his knee and hip. Wow. No final decision has been made yet as to whether they will pull out of the deal, out of the transfer. It looks like this came out most definitely came out before the other one, because right now it's saying, that the deal has collapsed. So this was June 30th, today, 1 a.m. my time. And this one here, what time is this? Yeah. So this is the latest. The move has collapsed. Yeah, and I'm thinking probably that's just me speculating. After they again the issues they found during his medical, they decided to change things around, and he doesn't want to accept that. Yeah, compounding the situation for Chelsea Football Club, unfortunately. But that's, by the way, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. 48 more likes to get it to 100. Let's make that happen. What else do we have lined up here? Let me see. IBZ, are you there to talk to speak about the Hakim Ziyech situation? If not, I will move on.
Yeah, sorry. Hakim Ziyech. Sorry about that, coach. I had to just deal with something really quickly. What was it? So he failed the medical, or what's happened?
Here's the thing. Two things here to look at. So I'm trying to come to a sensible conclusion with regards to what I believe happened. First, I think this one came out first. This saying the Al Nassr will carry out further tests today on Hakim Ziyech after red flags on his medical yesterday regarding both his knee and hip. No final decision has been made yet as to whether they will pull out of the transfer. And then this report came out later saying Chelsea forward Hakim Ziyech's 8 million move to Saudi Arabia side Al Nassr has collapsed. According to club sources in the Gulf, the 30-year-old could not agree final terms over a 3-year contract. To me, so I'm speculating. So they saw the issue and then decided they have to change things around because that issue means it's a big risk for them. And maybe Hakim looked at it and refused to accept it, because we've heard before 2 days ago that all papers have been signed. We were just all that was left at the time was just an official announcement. So your thoughts on the situation?
Boy, yeah, I'm as frustrated as he looks right there. I wanted him gone yesterday, 2 days ago, last year. I wanted him out, not because I hate him, but I didn't think he suits the style of play we want. I don't think he suits the league. I think the league is too fast for him. So he needs to go to somewhere where he suits his style of play, like slow it down, play with 1 foot, all of that. So I'm a bit frustrated that, 1, he didn't get his move to PSG in January, but 2, it's looking like a failed medical. But like, if your report is what to be right, we just hope they can find some sort of middle ground and get him in and, get him out, because he's on decent wages and he's not really, he's not giving what he's supposed to give. So I hope he just gets his move, man. I think he just wants his move.
Yeah, it's difficult for him to get moved anywhere else. So since it's out there right now that during his medical at Al Nassr they find some issues. It makes it difficult. So probably we end up terminating his contract. And yeah, I think I'm still holding on to my belief that after they found the issues, they tried to change things around because it's become a risk for them. And they looked at it and said, "No, I'm not doing this." Omar Samgida says, I'm very sorry for Hakim Ziyech, but he can help to make a difference as a senior player on the wings. He has good crosses. I think he didn't meet good terms causing that issues. Here's the thing: how are you going to keep him? Since Al Nassr during the medical did find some issues, it wouldn't make any sort of sense. So the priority now will be to sort out the issue first. He's become, I don't know how else to, it's become an issue. Ziyech was always a pretty sturdy, weird. He has issues. I'm not too sure what to make of that. We have Bobby on the panel. Bobby, big up to you. I want you to weigh in on the Ziyech situation. What do you make of it? But more importantly, I hope you're recovering well. Always nice to see you. And as I have always told you, I will keep praying for you.
Well, it's all good. Sometimes you got to stop leading and just thanking. I'm on the mend, and it's all good. It's all good, my brother. Listen, Hakim Ziyech, look, he was never right. As has been said, the ferocity, pace, strength of the Premier League was not for him. I've always suspected that he has had some deficiencies in terms of his fitness, and this has just exposed that. Sooner or later, it was always going to come to the fore. Frank Lampard mentioned fitness of a lot of our players. You remember, Ziyech is one of those that was fairly injury prone. People make out that he didn't have his runs in the first team. He did, but he couldn't sustain them, just like Pulisic couldn't sustain them. Sadly, it's not a question of having your runs in the first team for people like Reece James, who categorically are the first team, and if they're not there, there was a big hole, as was Kante, but none of those players could sustain their runs. Now, with the Ziyech situation, just like with everything else going on so far, there's a lot of static at the moment.
A lot of static.
Yeah, I don't know where it's coming
Go
from.
ahead. Go ahead. It might be my from.
Big up, Bobby.
Hi, is that
IBT.
hi BT, hi big up IBT.
How you
So,
doing, bro?
yeah, I'm good, thanks, brother. Look, it's all wait and see. I personally
Go
think,
ahead, Bobby. Has it stopped?
yes, it has. It's much better
Okay.
now. I personally think that they will find a way, maybe some sort of prescribed treatment. The Saudi League is not going to be the Premier League, whether, you like it or not. And I believe that's the sort of league that he will be best suited for, honestly. I'm not even sure he will get this game time he seems to be looking for in the Italian league. And this actually justifies him not getting this consistent game time, if that was true, because he's not up to it. So the time is up for Hakim Ziyech.
Just
I
two
think,
things here. Something I wanted to touch on, Bobby.
yeah.
Now, first we heard about the issue that was found that was found during his medical. Now we're hearing this after that was because a few days ago we were told that all that is left was just an official announcement and the medical. So now this followed. This came out last. This followed the fact that the news that the deal has collapsed. They said according to the club sources in the Gulf, the 30-year-old could not agree final terms over a 3-year contract. So maybe after, I'm speculating that maybe after they did see the issues, they decided to change around the contract they had on the table for him, and he refused. What do you make of that?
Well, this is the thing. This is the underlying. This is the elephant in the room with a lot of these players we've offloaded.
Mhm.
Look, I'm sick of talking about Mason Mount, to be honest. I'm not interested anymore. He wanted to go, he's gone. But all these people, you read all this nonsense. Oh, the academy are saying this and that. Look, the long and short of it all, the club are trying to arrest a wayward wage structure. They offered him, showing their value for him, 200K a week. That is more than enough. knowing that if with the longevity of his stay will be an increment to that, just as Mo Salah had at Liverpool and so on. This guy wanted 300k. That I now believe. Spot on. That's a lot of money. So he's gone for the bag. Good luck to you, whether rightly or wrongly. He's gone for the bag. So let's get off the delusional horse and let this guy go. Same thing with Havertz. Same thing now with Ziyech. Maybe the renegotiation was, look, I don't know what the terms were, but look, we're not sure we can get a full season out of you over the next 3 seasons. So rather than, for example, pay you 300k a week, we would like now to pay you 200k a week, just as an example. And then he's looked at it and said no because his eye is on the bag. So, I mean, where does that, what does that mean? Okay, fine. If he wants to stay at Chelsea, so as long as he's not proving to be an influence to this new young team being built in the dressing room, he will be on the bench, if anywhere. This is the thing. I like the ruthlessness of Vival, Winstanley and co. They're beginning to come to the fore. And some of these guys, please, just get out the club. Go. It's beginning to show what you're about. And, it's for the bag. I think it's bag related. And anybody trying to say anything else, I think is rather delusional.
It's money. It's business for all parties involved.
Yeah, yeah. So, it's all good. I like the attempted direction. I say it's attempted because the proof is always in the eating of the pudding, isn't it? But
Yeah.
it's bold and it has to be bold. The club got to a point where it has to do what it's doing now. A massive clear out. Lampard hinted at it. Even Tuchel, to a certain extent, hinted at it. There were players that need to go. And that's what's happening. Yeah, and especially the higher earners. I tell you what, someone like Raheem Sterling, no wonder he's training like a madman because he's on thin ice. That money he's earning, he's got to earn it. You know what I mean? He's on thin ice, brother. Reece James, well, I think he has proved himself. Actually, that's why they were not too upset about his earnings. But all these people thinking they're just going to come into Chelsea, earn 300k, 350, as is the case of Lukaku, like that, it ain't happening. Now, you will build up to that if you prove yourself over the years from these youngsters, okay. But to just walk in and say you're going to be on 350 and so on, no. And I'm very happy the
But
club
here's the thing, Bobby. Let's clarify something, and now leave it to you to do that. They offer good salary, but you have to earn it.
Yes. Yes, I know, all these bonus incentives and so on. Absolutely, it is the right thing to do. So that's why, nowadays, especially this summer, I pop onto Spaces as soon as I hear all this, Todd Boyle, the usual rehearsed criticisms, and I just go off. I'm not interested. It's stale talk. It's now we're in a whole new plethora of project. And a lot of it, we really have to be patient. A lot of it, we have to admire the moves these guys are making in such a short period of time is admirable. Now, we just now have to pray it all works because, as I've said, until it works, it doesn't work, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, I think it's the right thing to do. It's probably the only thing to do. And the best thing about it is that it is showing, as some people have posted, I think even on this platform today, nobody's bigger than the club. And I really say amen to that. Nobody, absolutely nobody is bigger than Chelsea Football Club.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think I appreciate you saying that. Chelsea is the entity who support players players go, managers come, managers go. Even owners come and owners go, but Chelsea remain.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Chelsea and the true body of fans. We are the constant.
We're the constant. Yeah, the true fans are the
You
constant.
can say the fans come and go as well.
Yeah, some fans come and go, but you have constants there. But I get it's a good point there, Ty. Thank you for saying that. My suspicion tells me something very serious has come to light. The Saudis hardly do bad business. We don't need scientists to find out what happened. They found some issues during his medical, and plus, yeah, and all that. Money is destroying football. It's business. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I hope we get better replacement for all the outgoings. I think this time players will be bringing in. We're not going to be signing players for the sake of it. We'll be signing players that the manager wants, players that will fit into the manager's preferred approach at the football, if you understand. I'm seeing something, a report here. Let me just look at it quickly. Ty, did you see anything with regards to that? I don't know. Chelsea have offered Levi Colwill a new contract. I just want, but I'll find it. I'll come back to it in a bit. Ziyech looks a weird person to me. First, his PSG deal collapsed, and yeah, the fax machine. His again, you could say his preferred move back to Ajax didn't happen, and now Arabia, he is a pain in the back. But here's the thing: you can't blame him for any of those things. Ziyech should go to Arsenal or Man City. Okay. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. Bobby, the greatest of all time, according to Kim So. Ziyech should retire. I think he's a good he's a good footballer, and I want him to stay. Ty, can you see if you see the report from Nizar Kinsella? I clicked my iPad to look at it. It just disappeared. And the Ty also, every time we sign a new player, and you want to know, you could say understand how that particular player plays, how good they are, how they operate. Always check Ty's YouTube channel. He does a profile, player profile video for each of our new signings. He's done one. Check out my player profile video on a Jamaican footballer, Dusan Whispers Richards. And the link is there. Please go check it out. You will enjoy it. I think he's done one also for Angelo Gabriel. Did you type? I think he did one for Angelo Gabriel too. Go check it out. I haven't watched it.
I haven't done one for Angelo Gabriel yet.
You haven't? What was the new link I saw you shared?
The new link?
You shared the link yesterday, didn't you?
Yeah, the link. That link was for Whisper or
okay, for Whispers. Okay, yeah. But more importantly, go check it out. Believe me, you will not regret it. I think you will like it. In fact, let me pin that link for a while. You can pin it up there.
Foot Manager.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Get yourself a copy of Foot Manager 2023. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You'll find all the players you want to find, new gems. You see stats. You see how they play. You have a little bit of an understanding of what's what. You know, it's very good for player database knowledge. So you're not just looking at the ones you see on your Sky Sports or your ESPN. You actually have more of a knowledge of players that will be coming up, will be big as young as 15. So it gives you a good understanding of where the trajectory will go. So I'll highly recommend that if you're into your football.
All right.
It's really good. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for that. Look, I implore you all in the chat to start from the one pinned at the very top. Let's use it to support Ty. And also at the same time, do subscribe to his channel if you haven't. And big up to you too, Santiago Muno. I hope you're doing well. Sorry?
So big up, guys. I have to drop, but I'll be listening.
All right, keep recovering, brother. Always nice to have
you. Big up
on.
yourself,
Ziyech,
Bobby.
I don't. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No,
all right, brother.
I'll be listening.
All right, thank you. This here says Ziyech is no. I'm not going to even say. I don't think that's okay. He has an issue. None of them. You could argue. He didn't. You could say it's not of his doing. Let me just phrase it like that. So I wouldn't go to the extent of calling it that, but that's your opinion right there. Overpaid a static player. Coach Dean, the Chelsea admin fixed the fax machine. Why is my guy still loitering? Here's the thing. I know you like to be funny, and I'm sure you understand. What's happening right now, it's beyond him, really. He's been quite unlucky, and I seriously wanted him to move on. You could say, had he gone to PSG, I think he'd be doing well. He'd do well for them. But I'm not sure how unlucky one can be. 3 times now. They say the third time is a charm, but that isn't the case of Hakim Ziyech, unfortunately. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. It's true. Arsenal fans came and went to City in 2012. Yeah. So fans sometimes, cannot be constant. Yeah. So sometimes they switch royalty, if that makes sense. Loyalty, so to speak. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Let's see what else we have lined up here. We've talked about Ziyech. Let's see the next topic we have. All right. I hate to talk about Lukaku's potential move back to Inter Milan, whether on loan or on a permanent deal, because usually it leads to people calling him names. I don't want to talk about the player. I want to talk about, you could say, the situation itself, which here says that Chelsea's a Belgian striker, Romelu Lukaku, who's 30, has rejected the second offer from Saudi Arabia club Al Hilal worth £45 million a year, as he only wants to leave for Inter Milan. I just don't understand this. He wants to go to Inter Milan.
That's an idiotic move.
Where they want him on a 2-year loan and then pay 25 again with an obligation to buy him for £25 million to be paid up to be paid in beats over several years. It just sounds as if at this point, is he trying to get back at Chelsea or what? Or what? I just do not know. Ty, what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, that's idiotic. That's idiotic. You're being off. There's a club that obviously wants you now, and because he's a cocky player who has a great arrogance, he does not want to take the move because he wants to go to a club that clearly are not sure about him. But if they were, they would not think twice, and they would not want to be getting him on a loan for 2 years, and then after that,
I didn't have signed Marcus Thuram.
Yes, they have.
Which I could argue is actually a more complete player than him.
Yeah, and even younger. So
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Ty, if you were still speaking. It looks like IDC has something to say.
Yeah, so in that sense, like, bro, I don't know. Lukaku is just an annoying player. Honestly, there's never been a player that's annoyed me as much as Lukaku has, and he's not even on the pitch. So that's just sickening, honestly. Well, obviously, there's a club that wants him, and for a salary of like that, oh, that's crazy. This guy doesn't know what he's
it's not as crazy as everyone's making out. Let's have it right. Everyone's just having a big hullabaloo because he made an interview a couple of years ago saying he wants to go to Inter Milan. Now he hasn't played for us in a year. Now he's saying he still wants to stay at Inter Milan, and we're getting frustrated. I mean, the guy don't want to play in Saudi Arabia. He wants to still play in Europe. I mean, that's his right. That's his prerogative.
But that's fine. IBC, is he helping us? IBC, let's talk about how negative you can say how outspoken he has been with the fact that he wants to go back to Inter. That doesn't help us in terms of bargaining. You can say
Havertz just moved to Arsenal. What are we talking about? The guy wants to stay at Inter Milan where he's been. It's up to Inter Milan. Pull up the money. Chelsea get an agreement and happy days. You don't want to go to Saudi Arabia.
That's different, though.
The two cases differ.
How does it differ? Let me land.
Yeah, go ahead.
Players, yes, everyone love money. Yeah, generational wealth. Sort out your family. Cool. We don't know what he's thinking. He probably still want to play in Europe, bro. He still want to play Champions League, bro. He still want to be in the top 5 European league.
But does he have to be Inter?
What if that's what he wants? What's our business? That's what I don't understand. What's our concern?
The club don't want to sign him now on a permanent note.
And so what? And so bloody what? What's our concern? You don't want to be here. Calm. You want to be at Inter? Fine. You're not at Chelsea. What's our concern?
So you're saying we should just take the L and deal with the situation? Is that what you're suggesting?
We've been taking the L, bro. He didn't want to. He came out on live interview a couple years ago or a year ago and said he don't want to play for us. He want to do this and that. That was an L, bro. What did we do in response to that? We ostracized him. That summer he goes away to Inter on a supposed 2 year. Now the talk is that he's going to come back. He don't want to come back. He wants to stay at where he was. There has to be an agreement. Now we're angry. We're still angry that he's on the wages we paid for him when we bought him, the amount of figure that we have, and the fact that he doesn't.
At Inter.
Yeah, and the fact that he doesn't want to be here still. So those narratives perpetuate a situation where we hate the guy. The guy don't want to. So the guy don't want to go to Saudi Arabia. What's the problem? The guy still wants to stay in Inter. Okay, let's say he wants to go to Manchester United. What will we saying? Oh, like he can go where he wants, bruv. The fact that he wants to go to Saudi, he don't want to go Saudi. Everyone's angry because what? We're not cashing out on him yet. What?
Let me ask you this quickly, IBZ. We're addressing the problem, and here's the thing. One thing is clear: the way you are, the way you speak of the situation shows that you're not happy either.
I'm not happy, but I'm not going to sit and we're going to create a narrative of name calling because of the fact the guy you want the guy to leave. You guys want to make it not generally, not saying anyone on the panel, but just general concourse. Obviously, we all want him to leave. We want the situation to be resolved so we can get his replacement. ASAP. We want that. But bro, because of that, are we going to now slaughter him because he doesn't want to make a move that's not suited for him? I mean, that's his prerogative, man. I don't understand.
Let me ask you this, IBZ. Talks are. Rumors are that Juve are interested in signing him, and we want Dusan Vlahovic. Do you see a possibility where we say, okay, you know what, you still want to play in Europe, but we want to sell you to Juve? You want to go because we want to play it from them. What do you think happens? Do you see a possibility of that ever happening?
What, a swap deal for Dusan Vlahovic with Juventus?
Not really a swap deal. Maybe you could say player plus cash to get Vlahovic because Vlahovic is more valuable. He's still younger.
I'll take anything that gets him out of the books. You know what I mean? Anything.
The question is, do you see that possibility? What if he says he doesn't want to go to Juve?
It's not even.
Yeah, I don't see that. I don't know.
But let's say if that's the case, and he says he doesn't want to go to Juve,
he wants to go to Inter Milan. Boy,
then he compounds the situation, right?
But then if we up to club to sort it out daily, then you know we don't listen. How much is he really on that we can't really get another striker in and send him out alone or have him in the club and him sit on the bench? Really, 300k a week. We just let go of 8 man. We've already saved up teen amount of money on wages. I mean, what's Lukaku just to sit on the bench if he really don't want to go and it keeps up a fuss and we get in another number 9 and we just splash out on him and he just sits down there? What's the problem with that? It is what it is. But again, I want him out. It's like a Mount situation. It's gonna garner hate. It's gonna garner unnecessary. The guy played a ball for us. In our worst season. The guy went on the pitch, bro. In our worst season, he didn't play a single minute for us, bro. So now we're now garnering more hatred. Oh, he needs to leave ASAP so I can free this money, the money that I'm not gonna spend, but the Chelsea are gonna spend. I need that money ASAP. I mean, Kimbo. Man, he's gonna leave.
Here's the update, just quickly. The update is that Chelsea have offered Levi Cole a new contract, but the player wants to speak with Mauricio Pochettino before he decides what to do. I think that has always been that has always been the case. It's always said he's going to speak with the incoming manager.
A couple of weeks ago, coach, we were having the discussion that we'll have him in the swap deal with Caicedo. Can you see the headlines now? Is that we're looking at a deal for him. So we knew. We've
always known the club will offer him a new deal. We've always known it will never be straightforward. It has to be an outgoing. Then he sees a space, and he has to be guaranteed a playing time before. We've always known that would be the case. And this
reminds me of last year, man. Honestly,
sorry,
this reminds me of last year.
Yeah,
saying, I want to speak to the manager first. You speak to the manager, he ends up going on loan still. So it doesn't make. What's the difference? He had an injury. I think he had an injury in the little pre-season, if you can even call it that. It's foolishness. Like, oh my god.
But let's see what happens. He gets to speak with the manager soon, but let's see what happens. God bless you, Bobby. 200k a week was a good gesture for Mount. I guess he got that based on past efforts. His last 2 years of form does not merit 200k a week. He will make a good pilot support for United. I think he gets to play, but let's see what happens. Now, let's see. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Hey, Bobby. Yes. Thank you for saying this. I don't know why I haven't remembered. Probably because I've not been paying attention. Eid Mubarak. Did I say that correctly? Eid Mubarak, right?
Eid Mubarak,
to you and everyone out there who celebrate or who partake in it. Did I say it correctly? Eid Mubarak?
You try.
Okay. You want to say that?
Eid Mubarak.
Eid Mubarak to all our Muslim brothers who partake in that. Yeah. Go ahead. Thank you for saying that, brother. But if you want to say it, say that to people who partake in it, that's fine.
Yeah, man.
All right. Thank you for saying that, Deborah. I appreciate you saying that. I don't know why I haven't remembered, probably because I've not been paying attention. Lukaku, they should go. I think that's what's going to happen. Lukaku got to go. We're all agree. Nobody's saying he's staying. But I'm seeing, did I miss anything? I think I did see something from the Bluetooth suggesting we do the same thing we did to Malouda, to him, send him to go train with the academy. Then he finds a solution himself. But let's see how the club handles that. I think we need a top number 9 striker as priority after these massive clear out, a creative 10 midfielder and a backup 10 and a backup keeper. I've always said we need a 10 or an 8, very creative, producing double digits in terms of assists. By the time the season ends, I get it. Enzo can create, but he can be creating from a deeper position. Then we have 2 fine creators on the team. That will go a long way. We'll be able to create, and then the number 10 and Enzo will be able to create chances from the central areas of the pitch, and not all our chances coming just from the flanks. Inter better get their money up. They don't have it really. If we're being honest, I should have never came here in the first place. That's your opinion. Vega, Caicedo, Osimhen. Yeah, nice to see you. The Blues, the Blue Chelsea. Lukaku should stop dragging us. Let him tell Inter to pay up. I'm going to say that Inter aren't really serious about getting Lukaku, seriously. But why would they come and start asking a discount on a discount? They don't take Lukaku that serious this time. Actually, I prefer stronger dwelling than Havertz. I'm not sure what to make of that. We needed to just Malouda his whatever you say there. No one else wants a Lukaku, or is he locked in on one team? The Saudis want him. That's 2. So at least we believe Inter want him. And rumors are that Juventus want him too. That's according to rumor. Lukaku and Inter want us to pay him as he goes to Inter. Forget that. That's the aspect that I don't like. But if we don't want to do that, let's just find speak with them. Find common ground and terminate his contract. It's as simple as that. Because if he goes back to Inter on loan, we'll still be paying a large chunk of his salary, which you could say that's the factor that infuriates a lot of Chelsea fans, if that makes sense. Let's see. Yes, we fans are constant. You could say my name may not be constant, but I have been a constant with Chelsea for 26 years. And forever to go. Yeah, I think I've been like that. But here's the thing: some fans aren't constant, really. I've seen some fans argue that if this happens, they stop supporting the club, one reason or the other. They have been fleecing us. Yeah, they have been milking us, and they want to continue doing that. But the club at this point, I think, we said no. And one thing I've liked so far from what we've seen from the possibility of him joining Inter on a permanent, is that if he joins them on loan, it has to be with an obligation to buy. And I like that. When on loan, we still pay him. So it's not Chelsea, but Lukaku wanting Inter, and Inter only given loan option. That's why we are angry. And that's because Inter are doing that because they know we're desperate to get rid of Lukaku. And Lukaku is also doesn't care what he says publicly with regards to him wanting to go back to Inter Milan. He's not helping us from a negotiation standpoint. He's not helping us. It makes it difficult for us to get anything sizable from his side because he wants to leave. It's annoying. Even speaking about it annoys me, really. If you want Lukaku, invite Lautaro Martinez to Chelsea. Yeah, good luck getting Martinez. Just terminate Lukaku's contract. It's not that simple, but I get you could. Yeah, it's one of the options on the table for Chelsea. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 60 likes, 40 more to get it to 100. Let's make it happen. Coach Lukaku is playing both Inter and Chelsea to get out of his contract so he can move on a free and pocket a huge sign-on fee. But here's the thing: you can say, but I'm not just going to talk about his legacy at Chelsea. It just doesn't make any sort of sense. But he will forever be remembered as that guy. I don't know. Let me not just say. Let me just move on. It's like now village with the follow with the followers. Yes. Now in village people they follow him. So I agree with you. May things work out for him. Honestly, we need because we will be stuck with them. If the Saudis don't change your mind. We're stuck with him. You're just realizing Lukaku is trying to get back at us. No, I'm just realizing. I just made a statement, but maybe I'm just waking up. Of course, big for nothing guy, massive with a small. Yes, I'm not going to go to the extent of reason. I'm not going to read out those things. I don't think it's okay.
What does get back at us mean? What does it mean?
What do you mean? Yes, then, and do you know why I said that, IBC?
Yeah. I want to know. I don't know what it means.
There was a time, at the peak of his this, you could say, conundrum. He put out, was it a tweet or something on Instagram saying, "I'm gonna show you how it's done," and people took it and ran with it. He said lots of stuff. You could say that he left open for interpretation, and people took it and ran with it. So yeah, you could argue he wants to get back at Chelsea because he feels hard done by, because his latest interview suggests, he feels hard done by. He feels like,
how can he get back at Chelsea? With Chelsea have lawyers.
Go ahead.
If he has lawyers, if he has lawyers and representatives, and Chelsea have lawyers and representatives, how can he manufacture something that will be so dirty to Chelsea that the lawyers will not intercept and say, "Slow down, buddy. What the hell are you doing?" So, I want to understand, what can he do to get back at Chelsea? He's an asset.
Let me give you one example.
He's just an asset. If last comes to last, we terminate his contract, we take the bill, we take the fine, and so how can he get back at Chelsea? I'm just trying to understand that.
Here's the thing. The situation leaves a room for people to look at it and come up with one theory or the other. And one theory is that for instance, I've seen people say him refusing to go to Saudi comes down to because Chelsea will to the fact that Chelsea will get a sizable fee from his sale to Saudi Arabia than to Inter Milan, and probably there's a chance he's working on ensuring that he leaves as a free agent. He doesn't have much left on his contract actually.
How long does he have left?
Let me check. I think at most, I don't think it's up to 3 years actually. Let me check.
2 years. And so after football moves on, are we still going to be hell bent on this guy if we're winning games and we're trying to do what? Really? Let's. I don't know, man. I just feel like we're just trying to get angry for no reason, bro. The guy don't want to be here. Fine. Why are we still angry? Why are we still hating him? We're gonna sell him. It's gonna work out. He will be out of there. Boom. Let's just move on, bro. We're just on him.
But moving on isn't that simple, and I'm sure you know that.
Man, I'm just on him. I see Mr. Oladipo's this thing now. Small brain, massive. What's that? Bro, he won't even.
No, that's a bit too much, and I'm not gonna read that.
Because we're not. You see, 3 years left.
Yeah, about 3 years.
What are you gonna do? Exactly. So how can he? I'm just trying to articulate. How can he get back at us if his contract expires in 3 years, bro? Bro, he will.
In 3 years he'd be 33. In 2 years he'd be 32.
Exactly.
So it's a problem. However you look at it, he's not getting any younger. The value reduces.
I don't think he's a threat to Chelsea as much as a fly, bro.
Wanted them to accept the Saudi offer.
I just think we're being a bit. We're being fearful because of his interview and what have you, and we're now back at transfer negotiations again, and his wages is something that we're affected by, and the transfers, and we want him gone because of what he's done. It will sort itself out, man. I really think it will sort itself out. I don't think he's a threat. I think he's as much as a threat as a fly on my. I think he's as much as a threat to Chelsea as a fly on my window. I don't think he can get back at anybody. What are we saying? If we run with the narrative that nobody's bigger than Chelsea, how are we fearful that Lukaku, who hasn't played for us in a year, is trying to get back at us, or is the biggest threat to us moving forward financially? Come on, guys.
Or maybe you could say the better argument would be he's trying. You could say to live.
Just trying to work out what's best for him.
Yeah,
fine.
Yeah, working out which is end up living as a free agent. It's possible.
If we get 12.5 million for him, as long as he's out, I don't care. The money will be made again, bro. Money comes, money goes. If he goes,
that's not actually terminating his contract.
If that's what they want to do, terminate the thing. We'll take a 30 million loss. We'll charge it to the game.
If we decide to wait for 2 years before we sell him, he becomes 32 at the point. It's not like it's firing all cylinders that there won't be shortage of clubs wanting to sign him. So it's a complicated situation. I think we'll be better off terminating his contract.
I'm with you. Beautiful says that if he terminates his contract and he goes to Saudi, 20 million, that's it. We charge it to the game.
We'll move on. Yeah.
Exactly. Conte took us to court, bro. What's his name?
Prolonged court battle.
A prolonged court, bro. What you think
Conte,
Lukaku? You think Lukaku can take us to court over what? The hell? He's like a fly on the window, guys. He's not a threat. Let's just leave him to what he's doing. We'll charge it. What's 30 mil to a D boy? We just spent a year before we're given a deadline to get an owner, or we'll be out of business, and we're worrying about an asset that didn't want to be here. We'll move on, man. Jared, we'll bring in another number 9. He'll be forgotten about. Let's not waste our energy on this guy.
You know wow, this is toxic. Toxic in so many sense, honestly. We should find a way to move on from him. Exactly, I think I agree with you. Even if it means terminating his contract, it doesn't help that we're paying a large chunk of his salary if he goes back on loan to Inter Milan. So I think we were better off terminating his contract. It just doesn't make any sort of sense. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go along with 64 likes, 36 more to get it to 100. Let's make it happen. What else do we have here? I don't think Lukaku ever planned on playing at Chelsea. Well, I'm not sure. This whole Lukaku thing was a waste of time, waste of money, and that we should accept it and move on from it. Terminate this contract. That's what I'll do. 3 years left. Thank you for putting there, Nathaniel Obosia. But let's see what the club does, really. He took our money and he already got us already. So, no plans on getting back. He's already done that. If we terminate his contract, you think he's going to go to Inter? No, he will not. I don't think he will. Good question there. He will go straight to the Saudis and say, give me that 20 plus sign-on fee. I am yours. So it's all business for all parties involved. So we might well, again, I agree with you, would be better off terminating his contract now. It's that sort of situation. Lukaku has been highly unprofessional. He lied to fans. Lied to fans. He has unfinished business. Only to come back and make a silky interview. He was not the only unhappy player at Chelsea at the time. I agree with you. Why lie to the fans? It's a complicated situation, but I said this before I started speaking about Lukaku, that I don't want us to talk about his behavior. Let's just talk about his situation.
You can't talk about the situation exactly because people will run with narratives like I've just alluded to, that he's not going to Saudi Arabia so he can hold us to ransom. I'm like, hang on, mate, get over. You know what I'm saying? So we can't talk about the deal without trying to factor in his mindset, like we know what he's thinking anyway. Let's just, you know what I mean? I want him out. I feel that he doesn't want to be here anymore.
I want him out too. It's an annoying situation. Yeah, go ahead.
It's but whatever happens along the way happens. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I want him out. If they terminate it, boom. If they don't terminate it, let's just find But I do want his position replaced. If he doesn't want to be here, bring in someone else that will be here. Give a dash if he's still on his 250k. We just sit him on the bench. These things can be ironed out. It's not that deep, man. Really, like. It's over. Lukaku, you don't want to come back. We don't want to see you anymore. Yeah, good riddance.
That's it. Loyal to Chelsea. Just let him go. It's simple.
That's it. And I think it will sort itself out. I honestly do. But let's not call the narrative. He's holding us to ransom.
Here's the thing. Two things. I think we have to. It makes sense. And thank you for arguing that. Here's two things will most likely happen. Either he joins the Inter on Inter's term, or Chelsea decides, we're better off terminating his contract. But I think Chelsea would do the calculation, paying a large chunk of his salary for 2 years if he returns to Inter on loan, and then selling him for 25 million. They will calculate, they will do the calculation and check, okay, if we terminate his contract, pay him a certain amount, and he leaves, which will be better for us. I think either of the two happens, no matter how you see it. But now we're not terminating his contract. Let's get something little for him. It will be better than nothing. It will not be that simple. I think the club would do the calculations there and find out what's better for the club's pocketbooks. Lukaku cannot do anything but Chelsea as well. We are with our backs to all. With our backs to the wall. Yeah. Malouda is the way. He will last 3 weeks before he comes on his big belly scratching at Boehly's door. Trust me. Here's the thing. Maybe I get it, but he's on 3-something per week. Some people wouldn't mind staying with the academy on the 11th or however and be training with them and be earning that money. It's up to you. It's up to you to decide. You know what? Let's just get this guy out. Go ahead, IBZ.
I'll be very surprised if Lukaku stays and he's sent to the academy to train for a whole year. I doubt that will happen. Unfortunately, I doubt that will happen. That won't be cost effective. They might as well just terminate the guy's goddamn contract. If you're having him there wasting money, you're not using the asset, but you're paying him this amount and he's not being used, that's even more of a waste. You know, it's either you cut your losses.
And it's not like he's on a penny.
And I'm so sorry. As much as we hate him and we really hate, I don't see him like. Who did he wrong when he said that? He didn't wrong Todd Boehly because Todd Boehly wasn't in office when he came out with the interview. He didn't wrong Super Pochettino. You know, these are new personnels at the club. So for the idea that they are going to use the fact that he did an interview in 2021 or 2022 to say he wants to go to Inter, and because of that narrative, because they can't find a club for him, they're just going to ostracize him to the academy bench. I just think will be a bit borderline unprofessional.
Yeah, you just explained what I wanted to say. I think the issue at this point has gone beyond the interview. It's about finding a solution because financially, him playing for another club, why we pay a large chunk of his salary isn't good for the club. No, the interview actually, that one, it's an issue he has with the fan. For the club's hierarchy, it's about how much they pay him.
I think it was just an issue with the manager, really. I think it was just him getting back up Thomas Tuchel. I don't think it was against fans. I think he was just had enough with Thomas Tuchel, come out with that, and obviously be a professional way chatting rubbish like that. But yeah, I think it was just because of Tuchel he come out with that. Maybe because of his injury, he didn't get to play when he come back. But bro, that's the manager that you have to listen to what he says. So, but what I'm saying is, if he was to come back in the 23-24 season, to put him on the bench from July up until next May, I don't think will happen.
I think let's see. The club will find a solution.
Academy, you won't see Lukaku at all. No.
Yeah, in Coyote's in Coyote's opinion, Lukaku is afraid to come back to Chelsea, and he doesn't want Chelsea to have a profit on him. Okay, that's your opinion. What else do we have here? We had Champions League squad. Lukaku came in, and now everybody is gone because he brings the toxicity into the squad. It all began when he came. Okay, that's just your opinion. We need to take a lead out of Daniel Levy's book on this one. What do you think he'd do if he owns Chelsea? Daniel
Levy won't sell him. Daniel Levy will keep him and convince him that he's to stay. Look what he's doing with Harry Kane. Blimey, I feel sorry for the kid.
But I think Harry Kane will end up leaving either as a free agent or they sell him now. I just want him out of Chelsea, even if we wouldn't make a pound. Hello everyone. Hello to you, to Constantine Dante. I hope you're doing well. Chip Chilla. Nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. Keep Lukaku around until we get a replacement. And do what with him until you get what. I don't see that happening. Tony Daiga says, we don't know if Jackson is going to settle yet. You don't know. But nice to see you, Tony Daiga. When you say terminate his contract, don't we have to
we
buy
do
him
have to
out?
Or
is he willing to just dip?
It will be a mutual termination. So we'll sit down with him and say,
happen. No, there's a chance it will not be mutual. If we decide to just let him go, because we're so pissed, then we have to spend quite a lot for that to happen.
Yeah, we have to pay him out.
If we sit down and talk with him and say, look, this isn't happening, what do we do? Just like we do it, I think we did that with Ross Barkley. I think there's one more person, I don't remember who, and said, look, what do we do so that we all can move on? And like IBC said, then it becomes a mutual termination. Then he agrees to forfeit some salary, just like Eden has some amount, just like Eden has a date at Real Madrid. Because he could have sat on the bench for the remainder of his the remaining time on his contract and be earning money. But he had a conversation with him and they agreed, and they came to an agreement. They let him go and paid him, but not really how much they would have paid him. Had they said, you know what, we're done with you, we want you gone. But so IBC, go ahead. You wanted to add something?
No, I'm just saying, we're gonna pay him out. If that's the case, we'll just pay him out.
But it can be mutual. It can be
it'll be mutual. It'll be mutual. Whatever happens will be mutual. Unless he says something that, unless there's a real disagreement there and they can't work an agreement, like terminate. Boy, that even
correct me if I'm wrong. There's something that he does. Chelsea will have the right to terminate his contract and not pay him anything. We don't want to go into what that is.
Not really, because if he can claim unfair dismissal. These things.
No, for instance, in the case of Mutu, when Mutu did drug,
but Mutu did drugs,
contract and he owed us money, right?
But that's different. But that's different.
That's why I'm saying there's something that if he does,
but he has to do gross misconduct. He has to. Him coming out with an interview, to the media. That's not gross misconduct.
That's nothing. Yeah,
that's not why your employer will say, "Yo, you know what? We're coming to you." Like, obviously, they can send you out on loan. They can punish you. You won't play, but you're still under contract. You're still under asset. They'll speak to you. But Lukaku hasn't done anything that's gross misconduct for his establishment to say, you know what? We're going to terminate your contract. He hasn't. He just said he wants to play somewhere else. I mean, it's morally, you might say, oh my God, you lied to the fans or you turned your back against the club, but it's not gross misconduct. Adrian Mutu, that is gross misconduct. You violated your contract. You're taking drugs while you're under contract, bro. What the hell are you doing? Chelsea are within their rights to terminate that contract with immediate effect. And for the fact that you're still under wages, we have to terminate your contract for this gross misconduct. You owe us the remaining of your contract, so we can sue you. In this situation with Lukaku, yo, bro, what can we do? Lukaku has all his right to say no. And if he feels that his contract has been terminated against his terms, so if they just cut his contract, and say, we terminate your contract, Lukaku can then in turn go to court for unfair dismissal. It's allowed on any walk of life in this land. If he feels untreated by Chelsea, he could take it to the courts. Chelsea will have to send lawyers. He will send lawyers. It will drag on. It will be like another Antonio Conte, in which will probably be paid out even more. So it's not a situation in that case right now, because obviously he's not. We're looking to see what the best situation will be for him. We want him out, but in a situation where you're saying terminate the contract, we can't just terminate his contract.
It's not that simple.
Exactly. He can claim unfair dismissal because he's still an employer of Chelsea Football Club. So he can say, you know what, you've unfairly dismissed me. I can go to court for that. We don't want that because that will drag on for years and years. The hatred for this guy will become more. You will see racist elements of the fan base coming out. It will just be absolutely abhorrent. So the best thing for us is to find a decent situation so we can get this guy out and we can move on. That's it.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. It's a complicated situation.
Kushawn,
no one more likes it to get into 100 and let's make it work. Go ahead.
Kushawn, man. Kushawn, come on, panel, man. Don't Twitter finger me, my bro. No one's defending. Don't Twitter finger me, Kushawn, man. Hear me out and have dialogue with me, my brother.
Yeah, man. No. I think he knows what he's doing. But thank you for asking that question at the Bluetooth game. I will bring him on the bench. Okay, let's see. Big up to you too, Jacob Huggins. I hope you're doing well. If Lukaku applies the same steps that Ronaldo did at Manchester United, then Chelsea will toe the line of contract termination. But so far, Chelsea's interest is to sell him, and at all costs for 1 million. Yeah, I agree with you, Natalia. We'll say thank you for saying that. Coach, you're sounding a bit sad. Is it the Lukaku talk? I don't know where you're getting that from. His thing, I think it's a sad situation, really. It's a really sad situation, but let's see what happens. Maybe you may have sensed that from my tone of I don't know what is to say. What are we talking about now? The possibility of terminating Lukaku's contract, but we're going to move on from that in a bit. We have other items lined up that we haven't actually talked about. It's not that simple, really, defending Lukaku. No, he's not. You can't say that. He's being factual. Actually, he made me realize some start looking at things from a different angle with regards to the thinking that Lukaku wants to get back at Chelsea. It's actually not as simple as that. Kishan, thank you for that. Chadwick Ebanks, good morning, my Chelsea family, straight from Jamaica. More blessings, heights to you, blessings. Nice to see you. There's no way any termination happens already. There are efforts from Inter. Why terminate and lose money? So it doesn't make sense, but we're just looking at possibilities. Here's the thing. I get it. There's an interest from Inter, but the club has to look at Inter's offer on the table. Keep him for 2 years, then pay 25 million. Then check if Lukaku can add, which I don't think will happen. Can I agree for them to just pay for the club to pay him a certain amount and terminate this contract? The club will compare both and see which of them is a better alternative, if that makes sense. It's a better option, so to speak. Inter's interest doesn't change anything. It depends on how much they're willing to pay and how much the club ends up saving if they go, if they choose that option. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. When are you going to SmackDown? Let's see. What else do we have here? Send private investigators when he parties with his stallion in the US. I'm sure he can take some photos doing some illegalities. I know he's just joking. But Constantine Dante, always nice to see you, brother. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 29 more likes to get it to 100. Let's make it happen. Lukaku will not sit around a table with us. We have to take the L on this one. Bring him back and don't register him in any of the competitions and put him on gardening leave. We've already lost money. Here's the thing: if you do that, if I were Lukaku, I'll just sit and enjoy the money because she keep paying me. And if you want me on a gardening leave, I'll take it. It's up to you. But that's, by the way, we move on from that topic, saying Willian will be a cheaper alternative. Oh my gosh. So let's move on. Let's see what else we have lined up here. Right. Chelsea and AC Milan are currently £10 million apart. Apart from for Christian Pulisic, Chelsea are asking for 28 million, so they want to pay 18 million euros, not even in pounds. Chelsea are asking for 28 million euros, while Milan have offered 18 million euros. Negotiations will remain ongoing because they want to conclude the operation positively. And he has just about a year left on his contract. It's a risk. I think we will end up selling him. For how much, I don't know. And I think the problem is there aren't too many clubs vying for his signature. We've heard Lyon, was it Lyon, the French side, and then AC Milan, and and the kid has just about a year left on his contract, so it's a difficult one. But for 18 million, wow! I don't know. Did you have anything to say?
Boy, Cap, he can go. I mean, whatever, just get it, whatever. I'm sure they'll agree. You know, what's this? 28 million. These numbers are very small. I'm sure they'll be able to work this out. We're not talking about in the region of 40 to 50 millions. We're just talking about a mere 30 million euros, which equates to probably what, 25, 24 million pounds. I mean, that will sort itself out, coach. I don't see any problem with that. I think they will come to an agreement. What, we're in July now, so by next week we'll probably reach an agreement. He'll be gone. Either way, AC Milan or somewhere else, I don't see him staying. He'll be gone. So I don't have any worry
it's
about
a risk. He has just about a year left on his contract. If we don't sell him now, then by January he has the right to start speaking with clubs.
Yeah, I don't see it, but I don't see a problem now.
And he's actually willing to take a pay cut.
Yeah,
I think I've heard that too. Yeah, he wants to move on.
Yeah, I mean, bye-bye.
Bye-bye to him. And to those of us, those of us, the fans who are calling for the club to keep him, it's a huge risk.
Keep him for what?
Yeah, keep him when he's refused to put pen to paper for a new contract. So it wouldn't make any sort of sense. Yeah, I agree with you. And for those that are saying that our new owners are so money focused and all that, I think pay attention to what you say. If one money focused, Christian Pulisic is more than just a footballer. He earns the club a lot of money off the pitch. So they would have done whatever they can to keep him. Stop dealing with Italian clubs. We're not learning. It doesn't look like we're learning anything. I think they're there to milk us. With nothing good comes out of whatever business we do with them. They only come for players and get them for cheap. And yeah, but let's see what Coach Lukaku is already borderline obese. 1 year on the sofa will mean you will need a forklift to move him. I don't think he is. I think he's a heavy guy, naturally. From in front of him, have faith, Coach. Here's the thing. I think we're either of the two things. He joins Inter, or we find a salute again. We terminate his contract, but none of the two will be that's as simple as many people think it would be. And if you haven't, please go check out Ty Talks YouTube channel, subscribe, and let him know I sent you. And Ty, thank you for always finding the time to participate on the panel here. Chelsea should close the Pulisic deal. He wants to leave. Here's the thing: I wouldn't advise us to close it in a hurry. There's still a long way to go in the transfer this transfer window. It ends in September. So why be in a hurry to sell him now? Just the same thing. United ended up paying up to 60 million for Mason Mount, but rumors were they're not willing to go beyond 55 million. So see how much we're getting for Kai Havertz. So we shouldn't be in a rush to let players go just because we want to sell them, if that makes sense. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, I understand. TV, I knew you meant TV. Your phone trying to help you spell. Why are we selling only to Italian clubs? Probably they're the only
they're the
sides
ones
that
interested. They're the ones that are just, you know what I mean? Like, we can't force players on other clubs. I wish we could, but we can't. I mean, they don't want him. They don't want him. And then
yeah,
like
yeah. And if you look at other players who are selling, yeah, IBC just said it. How many? Which other clubs have you seen that are interested in signing those players that the Italian clubs want? Not too many. Yeah, unfortunately, that's the case. What else do we have here? Constantin Dante says if we are willing to sell him this low, means Poch does not want him. That's another way to see it, and means also you could say the club's hierarchy. They've already decided they want him out. Remember, we could have sold him in January, but because he was injured, we weren't able to sell him. But I think 18 million is too low. We paid how much for him? Was it? We paid more than 40, or let's say close to 40 million pounds for him. So this is cheap, really. But unfortunately, he has just about a year left on his contract, so we can't do much about the price tag. There's time, like you said, yeah, there's time. So why be in a rush to let him go for just 18 million euros, not even pounds? Yeah. Thomas Bays, I think more teams will go in for Pulisic once they see needs. Okay, don't fold. Make some money from his preseason. Yeah, get him to play too. And if AC Milan really wants him, I think they'd pay more, because once he becomes a free agent, then a lot more club will come for him. And you could argue that was the reason why. That's the reason why Manchester United had to pay up to take Mason Mount now, because if he becomes available on a free, a lot of clubs will come for him. There are clubs in Nigeria that are willing to accept Lukaku. Warri Wolves can take him on loan. Rangers International of Enugu State. There are many of them. Eyimba of Aba. What's the Kaduna team? I used to live in Kaduna. Why can't I remember? Too many of them. Yeah, I will take him on loan. But good luck getting Lukaku to go. We need to release Captain Steve Rogers from his Disney contract. He rolls out of the Super Soldier series.
Lord, Nathaniel's comment there. Sorry, the clubs in Nigeria that are willing to accept Lukaku. If Lukaku goes to, if we send Lukaku on loan to Nigeria,
he won't even go.
But listen, if he goes to Nigeria, best believe we will turn that loan into a transfer. We will sell Lukaku for Chelsea. That is what will happen. They will send us on. They'll send him on loan to Nigeria. Nigeria will sell him on, and they'll just say, "Yeah, it happened." That is. I have that faith. Normal.
Yeah. Even we know it's not gonna happen anymore, but we're just having a conversation here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 29 more likes to get it to 100. Let's make it happen. What else do we have lined up? All right. Should I call him the man of the moment, or what do I call it here? Moises Caicedo. Chelsea are expected to immediately divert the proceeds of Mason Mount's departure into trying to sign a bright
guys.
Albion's Moises Caicedo. And that's time sports. I think this is just nonsense, really. I don't know. But still, people, I don't know. You want to talk about that, or should I just move on?
I'm sorry, I was looking at Usidemen's comment. Yeah, it's a buzz life. Damn it. Chelsea expected to immediately divert the proceeds of Mason Mount's departure into trying to sign Brighton Hove's Albion Moses Caicedo. I mean, when that's supposed to be the kick? I mean, yeah, move on. I can't be asked to.
Yeah, and I can assure you, IBZ knows that he was joking.
Yeah, it's only a joke. I know now. That's why I said, don't worry.
That was why he told you that Niger teams will just sign him and then find a way to sell him immediately.
They'll loan him.
Even
it's a loan.
Yeah, it's a loan. They'll try to loan him out again.
They'll sell him. They won't loan him. They'll sell him and make profit. We can't sell him. Watch Nigel sell him. Watch.
They will. Yeah, they will find a way. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Moneko says, why aren't we going for Soboslai to replace Mount, since he already has a good connection with Nkunku. I don't know. I don't know why. The club's priority, you can argue, for Mount's replacement is Gabri Vega, but I'm not sure how far we've gone with that one. I want to see Pulisic at the Philadelphia game, though. Okay, this I think he may well get the chance to play if we don't sell him by the time we leave for the US tour. Let's keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. And if you're in the chat and you've heard anything with regards to our pursuit, to the club's pursuit of Moises Caicedo, drop it in the chat. We'd like to look at it. 90 more likes to get it to 100 people. Let's make it happen. Celta Vigo's Spanish midfielder Gabri Vega, 21, has been identified by Chelsea as the ideal replacement of for Manchester United bound England midfielder Mason Mount, who's 24. Gabri Vega is good, and this is not me saying Mason Mount isn't a good player, but Gabri Vega is a much better all-round player, in my opinion, more technically gifted. Mason Mount, I think he has it in him, but coaches have always focused on his industry and hasn't helped him to improve or to become better in terms of expressing himself on the pitch. They'd rather see him run, press for them, and all that. But that's, by the way, if in the chat your thoughts. Coach, you are
Sorry,
taking
Coach.
back to that Ghanaian.
Sorry, Coach.
Ghanaian Parliament video. Every time I see that video, I will laugh for nearly 5 minutes. That's how bad Harry Maguire has become. That when people speak in Parliament, they use him as an example of being a bad senator or that working against your own people. Yeah, I think I'll try and play it someday. I don't know, but maybe get permission from the rightful owner of the video. The Kaduna team is Ranchers Bees of Kaduna. Thank you, Ranchers Bees. Is it Ranchers or Ranches? Is it Ranches? I think it's called Ranchers, or maybe how it's pronounced back in the day. Hopefully, July comes good for us. I hope so. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 71 likes, 90 more to get it to 100. Let's make it happen. Hit the like button, people. Coach cannot leave till we hit 100. You did that to me yesterday. I don't know if I have the luxury to do that today, but I'll try. IBC, I don't know. This guy has a replacement of for Mason Mount. Do you like it, or do you want to see a different player? Some are suggesting slow.
To be very honest, I don't know who he is. I've never come across a 21-year-old before. I heard Manchester City are activating his release clause. Me personally, this is me, or I don't want.
But I really do think the Man City rumors are all nonsense.
No.
Go ahead.
No. I saw that before we come in.
No, I've seen it myself. I've seen the rumors.
I don't think it's rubbish. I don't think it's BS. But me, Coach, I don't know about you, but I'm just tired of seeing these men that were born in like 2004, 2003. Like I need 90s babies. I need some guys that were 20. I need some guys born in 98. Like these
experience.
I need 25-year-olds, 26-year-olds, 24-year-olds. We just let a lot of players go. Bring him in if he's gonna be that guy. I'm all for it. I'm support you, but there's too many youngsters, Coach. And if we're saying, if we're all going to take it, and right now it's sweet in our faces, isn't it? Because we're in transfer season. It's sweetening us now because new toys are coming in. Yeah, bring him in. The minute that closes, results don't go our way. We're going to be back where we were last year, being toxic as ever, wishing players death, wishing players they get out, wishing the manager gets out. And it's all because we're not prepared enough. And I don't think we'll be preparing enough if we're bringing under 23-year-olds. So respectfully, I would like to see of age players, man. I need to see 25, 6, 7, 8-year-olds, man. It's too many youngsters, and I don't know where that's going. That's just for me. But yeah, if he's highly rated, he's highly rated. Come over here and do your thing, bro. I don't know.
But we need experience. We need to mix it up.
We need to mix it up, man. I'm tired. I'm really tired. I'm tired of under 21s.
Yeah, Ty, I'll get what we have in the chat, and if you have anything to add, you can go ahead and do that. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Let's try and get it to 100 by the time the show ends. I think we should keep Christian Pulisic this season. It's a risk. He's on the last year of his contract, and if we decide to keep him, he most likely will leave as a free agent in the come January, June next year. It doesn't make any sort of sense. He's refused to sign a new contract and has just about a year left on his contract. It doesn't make any sense. Any sort of sense. A young man will cook this season on the pot. Selling him to Italian clubs for peanuts is unacceptable. We paid big money for these players, but keeping him also and then seeing him leave us on a free, it doesn't make any sense either. So we're better off selling him now and get as much as we can from him. Too many under 23s. Yep, I agree with you. We need to mix it up a bit with experience to be able to achieve something. Pep wants him as well. Unfortunately, it is true, but he will play with us a lot more than he will at Man City. I think I agree with you. But let's see. So it's sounding like the rumor said that Man City are interested in signing him. It's serious. Nothing to, yeah, it's serious, really. Let me just leave it at that. We are not signing anyone over 23, and we need to stop asking for older players. I'm not sure whether you're being sarcastic or being serious. Szoboszlai is the only young, experienced player, captained Red Bull, also Hungary. He's a leader already and links up well with Nkunku, so maybe he will be the perfect signing for us, perfect replacement for Mason Mount. But that's, by the way, Ty, I don't know if you have anything to add with regards to the possibility of us signing Gabriel Vega. City are interested in, we've heard, and it sounds it's looking like City's interest in the player is serious. So, but that's, by the way, let's move on to the next topic. It doesn't look like Ty is available to speak. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. 26 more to get it to 100. Let's make it happen. So, Ty, your thoughts? Do you want Szoboszlai or do you want? Is it Szoboszlai or Szoboszlai? I'm not sure. Szoboszlai. Okay. Do you want him, Ty, or do you want Gabriel Vega? Or do you have any other option in mind? Sorry.
That I prefer. If I'm being honest, I prefer Szoboszlai. Honestly,
why?
I really do.
Exactly.
He's older. He has experience with Nkunku as well. And I think it'd be better to go for him because his ability, his technical ability. My apologies, I'm babysitting as well, so that's why there's a lot of noise. So yeah, I think in terms of who is further in development, I think Szoboszlai is the better option. Liverpool are in for him, I think, so it wouldn't be easy. And yeah, but that's not to say that Gabriel Vega wouldn't really, or I don't think he would work. I think he's a good player. I think he could. I'm just saying that
Szoboszlai is a better option.
Yeah, in terms of where he is, in terms of his ability, how quick he can be, and what he can do in terms of technical ability as well. So that is what I think in terms of that. But it obviously wouldn't be easy to go to get him because Liverpool are in for him, and obviously Liverpool have the reputation right now that they're in a better situation than Chelsea are in terms of European football and everything. So they would probably have a edge over Chelsea in terms of persuading the player to join the club. But if I was supposed to choose between both, I would have to choose Szoboszlai.
Yeah, I don't know whether to believe this guy. Do you know this guy here called Rudy Gulletti? Do you know him?
Rudy Gulletti? What? Who?
Gulletti. Do you know him? He's saying Moises Caicedo, the talks between Chelsea and Brighton are entering the final stages. Understand the two clubs agreed to fix
Rudy Gulletti. He's a reporter.
You know him, so he won't be lying. So he says, I understand the two clubs agreed the fixed amount of the transfer, £75 million, and now they are discussing the add-ons. Moises is keen to join Chelsea FC, and he is pushing for the move. So, do you trust him?
He's gotten a few things right, but I'd wait a bit to see what other reporters would say. I'm not really convinced with some of the things he says.
All right. After all, they all do get things right, wrong every now and then. But I understand. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go along with. What else do we have here? I've read that one. Szoboszlai, okay, 22 can play all across midfield and also tall. Which we need. I think we need a tall player in that midfield area to mix it up a bit.
Bobby would be happy to hear that.
Sorry.
Bobby would be happy to hear that.
Yeah, Bobby will be proud of Constantin Dante. Slobozai is technically gifted and good with a set piece, which CFC lacks these days. I think let's see what the club does. These days, we don't know who we're really interested in signing until probably we get to a stage where you can say both clubs have started talking before we know who the club wants to sign. Yeah, we're moving from that one. Anything else we have lined up here? Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 26 more likes to get it to 100. It doesn't look like it. Valencia, back to this again. Valencia's Georgie Mamadasville is being considered as a young backup to Kepa Arrizabalaga. Mauricio Pochettino's willingness to work with Kepa as number one means that is no longer a priority. I'm not too sure what to make of this. Ty, you go ahead, shoot for it. What do you make of this report?
That report sounds very, 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 very strange. Mauricio Pochettino's willingness to work with Kepa as his number one means that is no longer a priority. That is nonsense in my opinion. Mendy has been sold. It's confirmed and everything. And the only goalkeepers we now have are young goalkeepers, or we have the academy. Well, then again, we have Bettinelli, but Bettinelli, after that one game I saw Bettinelli, I don't think anybody, I don't think I would trust him. In all honesty, you need somebody, and I get you need to have a pathway for Solina as well. But I don't think that what Nizar Kittel is saying right here really has a lot of logic, because how can it not be a priority when you don't really have a goalkeeper that is at a level to really compete with Kepa?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not going to just want quote on, if this is indeed true that he wants Kepa as his number one, you're going to need somebody that if Kepa somehow gets an injury, which Kepa isn't really that type of player, but if it does happen, you need somebody that it wouldn't be a drop in quality or ability if that's the case. And if you're gonna rotate your squad, you're gonna need somebody who you can trust. And this is not to say that Solina doesn't deserve to be trusted, but I mean, if he's gonna go alone, which is what he's been linked to, and then you have Bettinelli, and then you have the other goalkeeper, I cannot remember his name on the top of my head. You're not going to have any competition there, and you're going to have Kepa becoming complacent. So I don't know if I buy what this report says, because it doesn't sound valid. It doesn't sound credible in my opinion, because you need somebody that's gonna push Kepa, and I don't think any of the goalkeepers we have at disposal will
And
do.
is he really the sort of guy that will come and become a second, accept to be a second, to be the second choice? I don't think so. People actually think
No.
it's better than Kepa. I don't really know him that well to argue that.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure. Yeah, but IBC, what do you make of this report here?
BS, mate. BS.
Yeah, and do you think
I don't even believe
would you
Kepa. I don't even believe
pick him over
Pochettino
Kepa
wants-
Arrizabalaga?
I don't even believe what Pochettino wants Kepa as his number one, bro. Where did we get all of that narrative from, bro? Until Poch comes in the door, I see the first interview with Chelsea Crest on him with the MP at the corner of his trachea, and he's going through pre-season. I'm not taking anything. Oh yeah, Pochettino's willingness. Where did you hear this? Where did you hear Pochettino say this? I need to know. There's been so much. Pochettino wants this, wants that. He wants him, he wants this, and it seems like the club are making decisions before he's come. So where did we get this narrative that did Pochettino have some sit-down interview really with somebody that we didn't know? Did we miss it? So no, I don't believe anything. I really don't believe that this whole Pochettino willingness to work with him. What the man? That's just rubbish.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense.
Absolute bull. Sorry, but you know what I mean. It's
Mhm.
absolute rubbish. So yeah, with that being said, respectfully, I think we're gonna get a new goalkeeper. I don't want to see Kepa as the number one again. I think it will set us back like it's set us back since he's signed. That's just my opinion. But yeah, when I want a new goalkeeper, I think it will suffice. I don't think he'll be our number one. And okay, let me just pander to the gallery in it. Okay, yeah, who is this guy? Who's Jordan? How old is he? I've been advocating we get that Turkish number one, Ugerçgen, I don't know how to pronounce the second. I think he will listen. We need that guy. Turkey's number
I
one.
think we're linked with a move to him.
I don't
last
know
season.
why we ain't got. I think if you lot seen there's been a viral photo or a viral video of this like mashup of football players. Kyle Walker, Rudiger. They're doing like a Champions League. I don't know if you guys have seen it over the past couple of days. Like there's like a multiverse. Like how did all these players link up? He's actually in that video, and I see him playing goal. I was like, yo, this guy needs to be at Stamford Bridge. I think he'll be quality for us. He's like that 27, 28. We'll tie him down for 3-4 years, and jobs are good. And by the time he's over, Selena will be of age to come and, you know what I mean? It doesn't count if I can't pronounce his name. Man like Constantine. Yeah, I'm with you. But yeah, his name's a Gertschgang. Sorry, I can't pronounce it. I don't want to be offensive.
I think his last name is it Goku or something?
It's something. It's Turkish.
Goku.
Yeah, he's Turkish. He plays for Trabzonspor. I think Ty, you said he was being linked with Roma. I really want to see him at Stamford
This
Bridge.
is hilarious. If you
I really want to see him. I think
can't say his name, it doesn't count.
It doesn't count. I'm dying. I'm dead. But yeah, I
Keep
don't
dropping the
believe.
likes on the stream,
I don't
people.
believe.
Go
I
ahead,
don't
IBC.
believe the reports that Pochettino wants Kepa and because of that, this guy. I don't believe nothing until Poch comes. Nothing. Yeah, but yeah, we move.
Yeah, it's everywhere, really. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We need 60 more likes to get it to 100. Let's make it work. I am part Hungarian, so I am a bit happy to see who. Can you name? I thought we have a great young goalkeeper already in Slonina. But if he stays, I think, how many games do you think he'd play for us per season? He's very young and needs to be playing week in, week out to continue developing properly. Georgie Slobozai is not Slobozai, Mamadasville is nearly 6'7" tall. We should do a swap and send Kepa to Spain and get this guy. Swap isn't easy, especially how much Kepa is earning. He'd be willing to take a pay cut before that swap deal happens, or before we will be able to factor him into the negotiations of getting Mamadasville. He is a better. Slonina can be a backup also for the 5K week pension of Bettinelli. Bettinelli stays and is that sort of goalkeeper that doesn't care as long as he's making a living. I don't want Gaga to stay and just be a second choice goalkeeper. Only get to play in cup games. I don't think that would not be good for his development. It doesn't count if you cannot pronounce his name. I think it's Goku. His last name. No one can shut up like Slonina. Really. I've asked this question before. I know a lot of people will bring up the argument that playing out from the back is overrated. I think it's important for modern day of managers, if that makes sense. Let's get the Porto keeper. Porto keeper. What's his name? Diogo Costa. He's a good choice, and rumors are that we're actually looking to sign him. So we don't know. I think we will eventually sign a goalkeeper this season, and if we do that, Kepa will most likely drop to the second choice. Because if we sign a keeper, we'll be looking for a goalkeeper that will be better than Kepa Arrizabalaga. And I agree with IBZ. Just forget the rumors, the nonsense we're hearing that Mauricio Pochettino has decided to start the season with Kepa Arrizabalaga. I don't believe that one bit. As much as I think Kepa is a goalkeeper.
Don't you even seen Kepa playing pre-season?
I think that's so. I think it's.
He ain't even put them through fitness tests yet, but we already know what he wants. I don't understand. Let's make it make sense, man.
Yeah, Ty, you were saying something.
I'm saying that I think it's PR. Honestly, I think that some way, somehow, the club would have been open to him leaving, but his wages and the uncertainty that some clubs would have in terms of paying that, it's not as convincing. So I don't think it's a case where they would be able to say that that Pochettino wants to start the season with Kepa. I don't really buy that. I think it's just PR in a sense. And the push of this narrative is very obvious. I mean, the reports like the one on the screen highlights that. I don't think there's any logic behind it, honestly. I don't.
Yeah, I agree with you. If this, some people actually, and I think there's a possibility he is, from the little I've seen. There's a chance I've seen. I think there's a chance he's better than Kepa, and he wouldn't want to come to Chelsea to, sit on the bench for Kepa to remain the number one. No. If we're signing a goalkeeper, we're most likely getting the keeper that the hierarchy and the manager believe will start over Kepa Arrizabalaga, or at least compete with him. But let's see what happens. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 16 more likes to get it to 100, and let's make it happen. Let's see one more thing. Anything else I have to get in the chat before we skip topic, and we'll be rounding off soon. Well, Chelsea probably wanted to sell. Yeah, we wanted to sell Kepa. I think Napoli wanted him. Lazio also wanted him. One French club also wanted him. But yeah, his salary is an issue. And Poch must have said no. Wants to work with him. That's where that assumption is coming from. Yeah, it's an assumption anyway. That's just the truth. Rumors have it that we wanted to pay Costas. Okay, you're talking about Diego Costas. Costas release clause rumored to be around, you can say around 50 to 60 million pounds or so. 3 payments structure. I really think the price is just to reduce the pressure. But let's see what happens. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Let's switch to the next item we'll have lined up with right enough soon. This is how much we've made from sales so far. But the truth remains, the one for Ziyech, you can count that one out. Yeah, that one is dead. We sold Edouard Mendy for 16 million, sold Kalidou Koulibaly for 19 million. And those are good prices because both of them are beyond 30 and dead. And how much we paid for Mendy too, and around that number was how much we signed Mendy for. Koulibaly, some L, but he's not getting any younger. Hakim Ziyech, you take that one off because that has fallen through. Mateo Kovacic for 25 million. N'Golo Kante free. Okay. Kai Havertz 65. Wow. Mason Mount 60. Ruben Loftus-Cheek for 15 million. So you can say 200 million minus the 8 million.
That's not bad though. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. That's good. And there's some players that could still leave. It's unfortunate that we weren't able to get something off Dujon. It's obviously left on a free, but
was
yeah,
it
that's
Dujon on a free?
Yeah, his contract expired this summer. Yeah, he left on a free.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're talking. I hope we're on the same page. You're talking about the Dujon Whispers, right? We signed him as a free, on a free.
No.
Are you talking about Dujon Starling?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that's good money, and we still have a few. Aubameyang could still go for some, something acceptable. There are other players too. Christian Pulisic could still be on that list. But let's see what happens. Good business for us overall. 200 million raised. That's not bad. That will go a long way for us. But hopefully, Brighton are not paying attention to the numbers we're getting from the sales. It's okay. You know what? They have the money. Let's try and get it from them. When Poch resumes, I will definitely decide on signings. Let's see. I don't believe a report that Poch wants this player and Poch wants that player. I learned this from the time with Tuchel. If you want to believe the reports that Tuchel was in love with everybody, yeah, that's the truth. I agree with you. Costa is only 6'2", same height as Kepa Arrizabalaga. Habibi Ziyech are only 8 million, crazy low. That's because he's not getting any younger. Plus, does he have much left on his contract? I don't remember too. Lots of them are a risk if you're paying attention. So, IBZ, you want to say anything with regards to how much you are making from the sales of these players?
The way we're selling, yeah. I need to see replacements come in. That's it. Yeah, they had to go, Deadwood, or they were holding us back, or we didn't like them, whatever. Because these players are not loan players that are part of the... These players here are not loan players. They're not players that we've been sending out on loan for the past 3 years and we need to make money off them. These players were part of the starting 11. This is a starting 11 we're talking about here, guys. These were part of the starting 11.
Experienced players too.
These weren't bench warmers. Apart, okay, you could argue Mendy, you know what I mean, but Kante injured for most of the season. But let's have it right. all of these man here played a part in this year's in this season, starting for the team, not on loan or went to this club that they were starting. So if we're letting them go, we need to replace that. And there's been narrative. Yesterday, I had it out. I was arguing that saying we don't need players. We've got players already, and the likes of Andre Santos can hold it down. I'm like, hang on, hey. And they were using the fact that in Conte's first season we had 3 midfielders or what have you, and I'm like, no, look at the amount of players we're letting go in quick succession, and we're just gonna sit back and say, yeah, we're just all right with it. Yeah, we don't need no more players. These were the dead wood. I mean, you're really we've ripped the squad apart, guys. Let's have it right. So we need to rebuild that. My thinking is that they wanted to do it all in June, so July comes to spending, but if we do not match ourselves, like we don't have to match ourselves, but if we do not bring in significant numbers in quality, and that's first teamers and backups, we are going to be worse than where we were last season. That's what I believe. I have a fear factor. And the fact
to be
that we have
specific,
sold,
you mean bringing, more importantly, experienced players.
exactly. And if we within the cells sold 2 of the players to rivals, and those rivals have better seasons than us based off that, then it's a huge slap on the face. So yes, I need significant incomings as well as the outgoings. So yeah, by all means, take out who you want to take out. But if Edouard Mendy's gone, I need a number 2 or number 1. If Koulibaly's gone, I need someone that's going to play where Koulibaly is. Yes, I know Levi Colwell's back, but I'm sorry, respectfully, he's still young. I don't trust him for a whole season to mount us a challenge back to if we're going to win a title or Champions League football. I don't think he's got the experience enough to hold it down. So Hakim Ziyech replacement, Kovacic, we've let two free midfielders go from the first team, like literally just like that. Cohesion gone. We're going to have to revamp that again. So yeah, input-ins will need to come. So yeah, it's not just Enzo that will need to come in. More midfielders. I said I need like 2-3 midfielders. I need like 5-6 more players in general, bro, for me to be. Because right now I'm fearful. I'm in fear. We've given Arsenal a player. We've given Manchester United a player, but who we're going to get to? So yeah, I need a significant incomings.
These sales are huge relief for us from a financial perspective, because they're all. You could argue their weekly salary. Wow, see how much? That's a huge relief. So we're only counting how much we make from the sales, but it's important to also look at how much will be. Will be going. Will be. You could say how much that the sales will take off of our wage bill. Quite a lot. From N'Golo Kante, Kovacic, Ziyech is still here, but Koulibaly, Edouard Mendy, not that much. But Mason Mount, not that much too, but it's still a lot, if that makes sense. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 16 more. We'll be rounding off in a few minutes. My prediction still remains Caicedo, Diogo Costa, Gabri Vega, and Vlahovic is the incoming. Okay, let's see that happen. And if you have any question, you can drop it in the chat. We don't have any more items. I think Eddie just sent me something. Maybe we need to look at that. Remember my prediction on Enzo Fernandez. I remember that. So let's see. I said we will end up with Enzo and a Caicedo. You did say that. IBZ, do you see the model being implemented? IBZ, a question for you from Constantine Dante.
What when he said implemented, what model? Sorry.
What model? Be specific, Constantine. What model are you referencing? And if you're in the chat, keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes will go a long way. Also, do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I'm hoping we'll get to 13,000 subscribers in a few days. We're 12,277. We're really growing really, really fast. What model are you referencing? IPC wants to know so he can better answer your question if you're there. Are you there, Constantine Dante? Signings, length of projects, and signings. If you can see that,
I can see it. So do you see the model being? So do you see the age signings, length of projects being implemented? I mean, what the model that the new owners pledged? I mean,
you can say the model of signing young players and all that.
It's already been implemented. It's already here. We signed 21-year-olds, all of that. That's already been implemented. They're doing this for the future, no? They're trying to build and sustainable so they can. I don't know. It's not giving. But what I'm saying, I need established men. I need it. I need men in the park, bro. I'm sorry. I've no offense to any guys that likes kids to grow up and be the next big thing, but I need it now, especially coming off the back of last season, especially where we finished. And then I don't want to be finishing behind my rivals like Arsenal again and Tottenham. I don't want that. So I need men that will be able to be experienced enough to take us to where we need to, with the youngsters looking up to them and having a pathway for them to come through. I can't do it with kids, because if I do it with kids and it goes tits up, we get on the backs of the kids. They're still kids. The minds ain't developed as a man yet. You know, they can fall either way. So respectfully, please, I need some men in the building. I don't know why we aren't doing it. I really don't know. So my thinking is that by July it's all gonna get sorted.
Yep.
Hold on, Constantine saying yes. So why keep?
Yeah, go ahead.
Reality. So why keep asking for established men? Won't happen this a few transfer windows away. No, I need it now, Constantine. Are we wake up and smell the coffee that's brewing, Constantine? We just let 8 men go that were part of your first 11 from September till May. They're gone. The midfield is gone. And you're saying we can replace that with kids? Do you want another 22-23 season? Do you want to be here week in, week out, slating kids, slating your manager? We need input. I don't know I need men. Okay. I don't need under 23s anymore.
Or maybe just say that's IB's own opinion.
Yeah, that's it. I'm
maybe
sick
that
and tired
works for you. Yeah.
I don't believe Jackson Martinez is the striker that's going to level up the playing field for us to get to where we want to get to, guys. I don't think so. I don't think Andre Santos is the defensive midfielder that's going to hold it down for us when we're getting run off the park. I don't think so. I don't think Saturday is that guy either. This is the way it's going.
Yeah.
If that's the way the club is going, accept your expectations to be lower than what you want it to be. So in 3 months' time, when our results don't go the way we want it to, we cannot say Poch out. We cannot say this player's done out here. We can't have this narrative, because this is where we were last season. And from the first game, echoes of I'm tired of the season already started. So yes, by all means, if you're with the way the model is and you're with the way the club is, then we have to stick with that narrative and push it through throughout the whole year. So if results don't go right due to our experience of not holding down a league or what have you, we cannot complain that we don't have experienced players. If this is what the narrative you want to keep up with, I'm happy with that. But I don't want to run with that narrative. I need experienced men. I just saw James Maddison leave Leicester to go to Tottenham. Creativity. I just see Declan Rice go from God knows where to God knows where. I need experience, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, man. Let me get what we have in the chat so we can call it a day. Physicality in the midfield is completely gone. You could argue that. What else do we have here? Age is signings, length of project, and all that. He's explained. We need Caicedo. I think we're going to get him. According to reports in Spain, Chelsea have joined Real Madrid in the race to sign Kylian Mbappe, who has informed PSG he will not be extending his contract beyond at the end of next season. Eddie Love for Blue, always nice to see you, brother, and I appreciate all the updates you've been sending me. That does go a long way. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. It helps to reduce the load of work that I have to do before the show starts. And it says yes. So why you keep asking for established then? Won't happen. This is a few transfer windows away. Let's say it's a reality, this model. I agree with you, but this is the way it's going. The club's new model. Let's see what happens. We won't be competing for a couple of seasons. Wow, I haven't heard you say that. This is the first time I'm hearing you say that. We should even
realistically. Sorry, coach. Sorry to cut you off. It's It sounds very nice now, doesn't it? You know, football's so beautiful and emotionally challenged. It sounds very nice, doesn't it? Guarantee you we get wiped 4-0 first game of the season by Liverpool at Stamford Bridge. If the results don't go our way, Lord of mercy. I've seen it. I've seen it over the last year, being on this internet thing with you guys on Twitter, Spaces, YouTube. I've seen how the fickleness is real. So I'm telling you, if you're happy with the way it's going and you don't want kids, you don't want men, you just want kids, by all means expect that we're not going to probably be where you want to be. Like you just alluded to, yeah? We're going to have to wait a couple seasons. Did Chelsea have a couple seasons? We couldn't even give a manager 6 months. Potter was out the door. We couldn't even give him time. Lampard come and wanted, you know what I mean? We ain't... Yo, I'm preempting because I will bookmark this 30th of June, yeah, and we'll be back again. it is what it is, I guess. We move.
Yeah, and Ty shares the link to his channel once more. If you haven't, please go check it out. IBC, I don't know if you've subscribed to Ty's channel. If you haven't, please give it a
I'll do
shot.
that. I'll do that.
I think you will like it. Let's keep going. The link is there. Go check it out if you haven't. Enzo has some experience, to be honest, World Cup. He has experience, but we need more experience.
Are you going to put your whole ups on Enzo Fernandez?
Yeah.
You're going to put your whole Kimso? You're going to put it all on Enzo? The guy just came, not even a year ago. The guy just come to England. You're going to put it all on that? Really? You're not going to put it on more experienced Premier League players that played in the league? You know, what we doing? We just want to bring foreigners so we can give them time to adapt and time to adjust. Yo, I need the experience ASAP, bro. An experienced manager that knows how to manage in the Premier League is coming. Give him the right tools, yo. If you want to bridge the gap, what, you want to be out of Champions League again? You want Newcastle? Newcastle are making moves. Like, let's wake up and smell the coffee that's brewing, guys. Yo. Yeah, you just mentioned one guy, Kimso. You just mentioned this dude. This one dude, bro. Kenzo, Caicedo. We just let
alone,
go, bro.
I think we need more than just Enzo, if that makes sense. But hopefully they have plans to do more than just sign young players. Let's see what they do. So true. We need mature players now. Too many youth. I think we need to mix it up. If Mbappe joins Chelsea, you're getting married. But I don't think it happens, really. I get it. And 81 Small, I want to say thank you to you. If you're listening, I appreciate you. You've made it a whole lot easier for me to prepare for shows. Without you, it would have been, just do research and you can start lining the topics up. But with it in your in the DM, I just click them, leave them open, go to the next one and all that. It makes it much more easier. But I thank you so much, brother. We're only looking to buy young, experienced players so can give incentive-based contracts. Old men wouldn't agree to those contracts. I think that makes sense too, but let's see what happens. Lack of experience was why Arsenal bottled the title straight up. Lack of experience in depth.
What did they do?
We really do need experience.
We
do need that. But let's see what the club does. Enzo is not that guy yet. He still needs time. He's doing well, but he's not the sole solution to all the problems we have, if that makes sense. Caicedo, Premier League experience. Yeah, that goes a long way too, but I don't think you're getting the point.
I advocated for Kessie. Yep.
Yeah,
Kessie
will be back.
You know, I saw some buzz like going.
Yeah.
I'm seeing guys leaving for other teams. I'm like, where's Wilfried and Didi? Wait, no one picking him up. He can just sit on the bench and come on for Caicedo. 75 minutes, 85 and they're playing.
He's a good destroyer. As much as I don't think he's
got experience. Yes, he had a bad season.
Yeah. And in the case of Frank Kessie, rumors are that Pochettino likes him and we're interested in signing him, but let's see where that goes.
What's wrong with him?
Yeah, and that would be a good experience. I wouldn't, but IBC, I know you don't like that. I actually wouldn't mind us going for, what's the Arsenal player, the one they've told to find a solution to his future, for his future. Who? Partey. I wouldn't mind him, honestly. But I get your opinion on that. Everyone wants to win tomorrow, but it won't happen under this new model. That is just a reality, unfortunately. Let's see what happens. I'm still going to say what I've always said. I think we do better than a lot of people think we're doing the coming season. And DD is class.
If our age average I don't see us doing well, brother. If our age average drops to the number that, I don't know what team had it last season. With us. Yeah,
Neum says Zakaria to KCA is a downgrade, but Ndidi is more than enough. Ndidi is a destroyer. As much as I don't think his Pochettino's type of number 6, I think he will protect our defense very well, plus his experience and everything. Kimson says I wanted what Prowess.
Exactly. Why can't we just get
lots of young experienced players that we can go to mix things up a bit. And you can say it'll be fine. But here's the thing. IBZ we may end up doing what IBZ wants the club to do. And then we may end up seeing that nothing changes and things will remain, it will be purely based on the model that Constantine talks about. But the truth remains, there's a long way to go in the transfer window. So we're still not even a month into it. So we'll find out what the club does. There's still time. So you can't say definitely they will follow that module of signing just young players and not have experienced players in the squad. But let's see. But Constantine's argument also does make sense. He understands IBZ's concerns, but thinks the club will follow the module and not change it too much. And big up to you too, JC. Big up everyone. Hello, coach. I just finished my work. Nice to hear that, and I hope it went well. It's been a wonderful week with 2008 worth of sales. 208 million worth of sales and another 50 million saved on salaries. Thank you for adding that. I was trying to say that, but I wasn't able to find an effective way to get my point across. Salaries, we're saving quite a lot in terms of our players' salaries. But what happened to Ziyech? Did he fail alcohol test, so to speak? Here's the thing. I'm not too sure what happened. My theory is that probably when they found out that he had some issues with his knee and his hip, as explained in the report that we read, so to speak. So they decided to change things around with regards to the contract they had on the table for him. And Ziyech looked at it and didn't like that. So the deal, it fell through. So I'm not sure what to make of it. That's just my theory. But Prowess and DD Kessier are very doable. Those are deals that actually.
Hey, I know. Hey, you see that midfield you just mentioned there, Kim? So listen, I wouldn't mind seeing that. You know, I wouldn't with Enzo there as well. One of those three will hold bench, or two of those three will hold bench, and you know, we got a new midfield we can work with the amount of games we'll be playing. That is sufficeable. 3 new midfielders to replace the 3 we've let go. Yeah, that's sufficeable. All affordable. Yeah, I'll take that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think we may well still a lot more sales this window. We have 10 more players on the conveyor belt who would bring another 100 million. Can you be specific? I have about just 2 minutes so we can round off here. JC, hi JC, more importantly, I hope you're doing well. We need 23 more likes to get it to 100. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. We're about to round off here. Let's see what else we have here. Ndidi is class. I want some Niger blood in this team. You sound like you of a Nigerian descent. That you let me know, Kim. So I want to know. But that's by the way. Let's move on. Let's see what else we have here. Nicholas Jackson to Chelsea will be official soon. No problems on the deal, and he's committed his medical. And if there were issues found during the medical, we would have done by now. It's just that the club want to announce the player at a certain time. You could say that they prefer. That's by the way. This one here, Man United have scheduled a medical for Mason Mount to undergo on Monday as they finalize his transfer from Chelsea. That one is happening, and I'm happy. IBZ, I haven't asked you about that. How happy you
are? Mason Mount. Yesterday was very interesting. I hold this. Maybe not as much animosity towards Kai Havertz as towards him, but yeah, boy, the man they've gone to the up boys. The man they're up boys now, so they're literally up boys, and it's so sad, isn't it? Them two kind of. I thought I had you know, where else everyone's getting onto them. I'm thinking these man will kind of, you know, shut everyone up, come back, turn a new leaf, you know. So like how Xhaka did it with Arsenal type beat, you know.
You talking about Xhaka Hislop?
Xhaka at Arsenal. He was hated for so long, but he's turned it around. They love him now. You know what I mean? But I thought that would happen with Kai Havertz and Mason Mount. But these man they were really, really angry. They just said we're going to the ops individually. So yeah, man, I don't have no go, bro. You're done out here to me.
Yeah, it's become toxic, and
but even with that,
see the PR battle from his camp and the club. You see certain statements.
I'm not even listening to all of the noise, all of that. Them man, they've gone to the ops. You've gone to the other side, bro. Maybe not as bad. United is not really as bad. I mean, you know, United in it, like we weren't really as rivals. But Kai went to Arsenal in it. I can't. That won't. That don't sit right with me one bit. Mason Mount. See you later, mate. I can't believe I'm saying that. See you later,
I think at one point I started saying no matter what happens, I want him gone, because if he stays, chances are if he doesn't start the season well, then the toxicity will actually implode. If that makes sense. IBZ, don't worry, we're gonna sign more midfielders.
I hope so,
let's see what else we have here. Good that there is no European football. Got time to gel. That makes a huge difference. You could say it's a good thing we don't have European distraction or European football. That gives the manager a lot more time to work on. You could say drilling the players to start playing his preferred way. Of course, we are buying more on the 23. So let's see what happens. What else do we have here? I understand IBC's frustration of us buying kids instead of men, or instead of mixing it up. Jackson is my favorite Chelsea player. I think we stole one. I like the scouting work we did to find him. I've taken my time to look at him. I think surrounded by good players we have at Chelsea, I think he'd do better than he did for Villarreal. Let's hope that becomes the case. Thomas, let's judge him on the pitch. Okay, I think I can agree with that one too. Let's see what else do we have here. The board understand a gem in Badiashile. Wow, unearthed, so to speak, unearthed a gem in Badiashile. What a player he is. He will, for a long while, be one of our best signings. He's good. I have confidence in them. We will be fine. I think we'll be fine to keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes to go a long way. And Didi is so affordable. It's a no-brainer. Are we looking at him? I do not know. We will benefit from playing one game per week. It makes sense. Once more, Ty shares the link to the Nicholas Jackson analysis video. He did a profile video on him. I think you need to go check it out. And believe me, you won't regret that if you do. With that, we've come to the end of the show. I don't think there's nothing else we'll have lined up here. IBZ, I appreciate you. I cannot thank you enough, brother. I appreciate you always finding time to come and to support your own bro. I feel the same. Again, I cannot thank you enough, so to speak. And Ty, thank you so much for always finding the time to join on the panel. And Bobby, who was here, I appreciate you. Even though you're not 100%, I appreciate you always, feeling the urge to join the panel, to drop your 2 cents, even though you're still at the hospital, like you told us the other day. I don't know if that situation have changed. All right, we'll check it out. Thank you so much for saying that. Brianna, thank you for saying you check it out. Subscribe if you like what you see. And I bet you, honestly, I guarantee you'd like what you see. And I want to say thank you to Brianna Yahayu, a.k.a. 343 Dilemma, a.k.a. Vivella FC. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Okay, thanks for hosting the show, Coach. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Thank you, Constantine Dante. Thank you. Let me say it again, Constantine Dante. Big up to you. And Ty, big up. Kim, so thank you. Mark and Noom, thank you so much. I appreciate you, JC. Thank you for joining. Kim, so am I missing anybody? Louis Ratna, thank you. And all of you, if I miss your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all, and bye.